Yes.
Yo. What's up, brother?
What's going on, man?
Chilling, man. Hanging out. Hanging out.
I'm
just in a silly mood. I'm in a very silly mood.
Man today.
I'm a wacky man. I'm in a very light mood.
Well,
I just read. Did you ever read Thomas Merton before?
I have read Thomas Merton.
I finished his book, Seven Story Mountain.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
what's it about?
Oh, it's about this guy who becomes a Trappist monk and how his whole journey, like, basically kind of draft dodged, honestly. He was facing World War II, and he was like, maybe I will become.
I'm actually a monk.
And he's pretty clear about it. He was like, I was just going to check it out, and they're like, they'll give you 1 more month to get your affairs in order. And he's like, yeah, monk it is. And his brother went actually and died as a pilot. And he wrote a very beautiful poem for his brother at the end of the book.
Oh, damn.
It was about his like brother's dead body that's just charred up in the middle of some field.
Jesus
Pretty
Christ.
great. It's a beautiful book, though.
Yeah.
Very nice.
He embraced Eastern philosophy
Yeah.
and Buddhism, and he was like the first major religious heavyweight in the West to do that. So that his writings are actually still pretty popular.
Yeah. So either way, that's why I'm in a very light mood. I finished it last
Buoyant.
night.
Thomas Merton has made you buoyant.
It has. He's lifted me above just this absolute terrible society that we're all trapped in.
Well, I'm sure our discussion will bring you back down to earth.
Yeah,
and,
let's talk Diddy.
Put you in the seventh circle of Dante's Inferno.
Yeah. So you did a deep dive on the diddler himself.
P. Diddy, yes. You know, it's kind of interesting. I like to stick to facts.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been watching people talk about P. Diddy, and some guy says this, and there's just been this rabid speculation. And then I think I've even seen the Illuminati, that he's part of the Illuminati or something like that.
That's Jay-Z.
And yes. Yeah. And so I decided to take a deep dive into P. Diddy. I got his lawsuits, the 5 lawsuits that were pending against him. I read them. And 2 of those lawsuits were initiated by women who were minors at the time. I mean, he was really into roofing young girls.
Yeah.
And molesting them. And one of the girls that he roofied, he took video of him doing a Bill Cosby on her, and then showed it to a bunch of his friends after. And so he's kind of a nasty piece of work. But all his homes were equipped with hidden cameras.
Yeah. Remind you of anyone?
Yeah, really.
So people are comparing him to Epstein. Now, it's going to be interesting because I believe that he's going to take the fall for a lot.
You think he's going down?
I think he's going to take the fall for a lot of people because there are, I mean, he was
very unlike Diddy, though. He let Shine go to.
True.
Well, actually, that was like almost like a real trial. Yeah. I think this one's going to be very carefully choreographed, and some other, like maybe his sons may go down. I mean, his sons seem to be rapists too. So it's kind of interesting. But where the 2 interconnect, it's kind of, which is what I found out is Damian Williams is the U.S. attorney for the Southern District of New York. And he was the one that covered up the Epstein trial. Mm-hmm. His district oversaw that investigation, and they only called 4 witnesses. And those victims had only been molested by Epstein and Maxwell. They didn't call any witnesses that were molested by any of the power brokers that Epstein was pandering to.
Is this the original trial where they sealed it, or his most recent one?
No, the last one.
Okay,
actually, Maxwell's trial.
Gotcha.
He was going to prosecute Epstein too, but Epstein, his death kind of precluded that.
True, yeah.
But yes, that trial was totally choreographed, and it was a total fix. I mean, Maxwell should have been indicted on multiple counts of child trafficking. And the procurers should have been, they could have done a RICO with it, where you get the procurers, you indict them on 10 counts of child trafficking, they're looking at 1,000 years, and then they roll over on the big fish. And that did not happen in that case at all. They kept it very tight, and only Maxwell was the one that went down. Now, that guy is the guy, and because it's kind of strange that P. Diddy's homes in LA and Miami were the ones that were searched, but that search warrant emanated from the Southern District of New York, Damian Williams. So he's taking the helm of the P. Diddy
he's in
case.
control of all. Yeah, that's
And
kind of nuts.
So that's why I know that the fix is in with P. Diddy. But this is also interesting. Damian Williams went to Yale Law School on a grant from the Soroses.
What?
And where it gets a little interesting is Peter Soros, their kid, is in Epstein's black book, and he's circled twice. Now, being circled incriminates you because the house manager who ripped off the black book circled all the people that he thought were in cahoots with Epstein, and Peter Soros is circled twice. So that's kind of a conflict of interest, but I don't think that really matters.
So why are the penalties so low? So she got 20 years, right, for trafficking kids?
Yeah.
Because if you look up, you hear about guys molesting kids, they get out a lot of times. Like did you see the Nickelodeon thing?
Yeah.
Well, they would get out after like 6 years. Yeah, Pickle Boy. They would do. Why? How is the law set up?
Pickle Boy, dude. Free my man, Pickle Boy.
Proof him, dude. Put him under the jail, dude.
Yeah, he's back.
How is it that the penalties are only like 6 years for that versus like you would think like
Dude, we watched Zodiac last night. The alleged Zodiac killer, Lee Allen or whatever.
Yeah.
He got in the middle of being the Zodiac, allegedly.
Yeah.
He got arrested working at a school for molesting children. He went to jail for like 3 years.
Yeah, why is the penalty so low for that?
Got out, went right back to writing Zodiac letters and killing people. Anyway.
Jerk.
Yeah, you get like 10 minutes.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, I have no idea why the law is set up that way. You would think, like, I always say, like, who would you rather live next to? And that should be the law, how long you go to jail for. Pedophiles, 100 years.
Well, I mean, it's
not 4.
It's a 15 to life sentence. So I'm sure that if you're living in a trailer park and you molest a girl, that they'll put you away for life. But it's a little different with the people that run our world, I guess.
Or it's a life sentence to live with your mom. I think that's the life sentence. Life sentence, your mother's basement for the rest of your life.
Yeah, you gotta go home.
I would off myself
grounded.
before that happened.
You just get grounded, I guess, if you're a pedophile. But yeah, that's crazy. Maxwell was like, she was famous for it. You'd think they'd make an example out of her for a long time. You were saying she's in a dormitory now?
She's in a dormitory. And the dormitories are generally for people that have done time and been exemplary prisoners and are about to get out. But she's right in a dormitory now.
That's
so
crazy.
And she got how many years?
She got 20 years.
Do you think how many of those do you think she's serving?
Well, in the Fed system, I mean, not that this is going to really count.
Yeah.
In the Fed system, you've got to do 85% of your time. So she should end up doing like 27 years. Or 17 years.
Yeah.
So, but I don't know if that's going to happen. I mean, she kept her mouth shut, and she's got a lot of money that's waiting for her. And I think that was kind of the deal. This is just my opinion. My surmise is they sat Maxwell down. They said, Ghislaine, you've done some really good stuff for us. You've enabled us to blackmail a lot of people. But if you keep your mouth shut, you won't end up like Jeffrey Epstein. I mean, you're going to have to do some time, but then you're going to have lots of money when you get out. Yeah,
maybe she'll have her own like Target line. She'll have like a home goods Target line. Buy Ghislaine Maxwell.
I was thinking, I don't know if Target would stoop that. Maybe Walmart should have her own Walmart line. I'm a Minnesotan, and Target began in Minnesota.
True,
so
true.
I have kind of a special affinity for
me.
Although, what's kind of strange is I think Walmart and Target are kind of a jump ball, but as far as like quality and service and things like that. But people in New York actually have Target bags. It's almost chic to have like a Target bag. I've never ever seen a Walmart bag because someone using a Walmart bag in New York.
Yeah, they'll walk around. Usually they're homeless if they're walking around.
Yeah, if you got the Walmart bag. Things aren't going well.
Yeah, that's not a Louis Vuitton purse by any means.
Well, actually, I saw a homeless guy in New York a couple of weeks ago. He had like 8 Target bags.
No.
So
he was doing well.
Homeless chic. Yeah.
Well, so the Diddy thing, you think Diddy's I wonder. I don't think Diddy thinks he's going to go down.
Where do you get that?
I just think about it because they were saying they were like he could just flee the country, but I was like, I don't think he thinks he's going to.
Somebody just told me that. They're like, Matt said he doesn't think he's going down. I was like, is Matt fucking talking to him?
No, I'm just saying because otherwise you think he would flee, but if he's, I don't know.
I think he is. I think the boys got him.
He invented the remix, dude. You think he's not going down?
Now that's a valid point.
Because otherwise, he has the means to. He's a flight risk. He could take off.
I would think that there's an eye in the sky on P. Diddy.
You think it's like, okay, that makes sense.
I think the people that raided his house are
true.
pretty powerful.
True.
I think they got a good location on that guy.
Yeah.
They're like, we know you got blackmail stuff. That's what I heard. I heard they raided the house to get the
blackmail material.
Yeah.
I mean, the same thing happened with Epstein, where they drilled his safe and they pulled out hundreds of DVDs.
What?
And I've done freedom of information requests on. I didn't, of course, want the DVDs because who knows, what licentious, nefarious things they're filled with. But I did ask for reports on the DVDs.
I've been having a tough time getting Pornhub down here. I might need the Epstein DVDs.
The box set.
The box set, dude. Get the portable DVD player going in the bathroom.
Well, if I ever get the DVDs, I'll
toss me the good ones. Toss me the good ones.
So
scrub the bad stuff and
get rid of the bad stuff.
It's kind of funny when Epstein died, the Fed said the case was closed.
Yeah.
So then I put in a FOIA for the reports. And then they said the case is ongoing.
Oh, really?
And then I did it again. I don't know, about 3 months ago. And then again, they said the case is ongoing. I mean, the guy's in the ground and rotting, but the case is ongoing. So
trying to see that Stephen Hawking. I'm trying to see
I want to see
thunderclap.
Stephen Hawking fucking
that would have been tough.
reverse forward. Just
back that thing up, dude.
Maybe
back it up, Terry.
Hawkins might know some stuff about physics that we don't have a clue about.
True.
So,
True.
You never know.
Sexually, he could. Get a little wormhole going.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy. So he got. So Diddy, I know who was implicated in Diddy's was Cuba Gooding Jr. got hit pretty hard. Everyone thinks Meek Mill was involved just because he was like, they named basically his circumstances. But what was like the worst one? Because I knew he had the case against Cassie. That you're saying he had the underage people. Then there was
Little Rod.
Little Rod. That was the most fascinating one.
That was the last one. And Little Rod, I mean, it's kind of interesting because they've done 3 addendums. His attorneys have done 3 addendums to his initial statement. And each one is getting more salacious and nefarious.
Because the first one was pretty bad. That was
Little Rod with Cuba Gooding?
What's that?
Yes.
Was he the one that Cuba got?
Yeah. Cuba got him.
More like Cuba batting, if you ask me.
It's kind of interesting on that link that I sent you. It's
Come on, this is all I got.
the link that I sent you. It was Diddy and his kid Justin took a rapper. We only know the guy's name is G, and took him into the bathroom, and then multiple shots rang out, and then the door opened, and G just happened to be bleeding from his abdomen, and Diddy told Jones, don't say I had anything to do with this, and I got to leave and take off. And then Jones was taken out. It was at Diddy's studio. Jones was taken out of the studio, and the cops were called. And I've got a news article that says that G was shot outside the studio. But Jones took pictures of the bathroom.
Of the blood in the bathroom. And I saw that.
There's a bunch of blood in the bathroom.
Yeah.
So I think that shooting people, that's probably against the law too. It's hard. But Diddy's head of security, Fahim Muhammad, he was head of security for Michael Jackson. So there's a dude that knows how to keep secrets. And according to Jones, he's a fixer. He's really tied into the LAPD. And what's really interesting with that is, Michael Jackson was getting prescription drugs from all over, and he was using pseudonyms like Josephine Baker, and I think Jack London was one of them. But then Fahim Williams or Fahim Muhammad's name is right there as far as one of the people that was providing Jackson with drugs, and nothing happened to Muhammad. The doctor had some problems that was prescribing them, but nothing happened to Fahim Muhammad. So, and Jones maintains that he's like a superlative adept fixer, that he's got connections in the LAPD that can make, he said, that can make either problems or people go away.
Damn. I think Diddy got too pumped on Empire. I think that might have been what happened. He might have watched Empire too many times. Dude. Freaked out.
Shoot a guy in the stomach in front of your son. Like, this is our empire.
Well, the son's busted. I heard the son is like for sure getting busted on one of the things.
The last lawsuit is against the son.
Yeah.
And it was Diddy rented a yacht, and some woman said that she had been molested. That the woman... Diddy's implicated because the woman said that Diddy set up a environment where these workers were going to get molested, and this woman
put him on a yacht.
Yeah, put him on a yacht. There's no way to go.
Yeah,
it's the implication.
Damn. Well, Diddy's going down. You heard it first. I didn't know. I was like, maybe they don't have enough solid stuff on him. So just a lot of it is like a lot of hearsay. But yeah, it seems like he's going to go to jail. He's going to go there.
I think he's getting Epstein.
Kells is out, but Kells, Diddy. Damn. Think he's going to get killed?
Yeah, probably, right? If he does
I don't know. They're going to probably give him the Ghislaine Maxwell talk. Well, did some bad things. And it all depends upon who he's compromising people for. Because there's enough information that his homes had hidden cameras, that I actually believe that his homes had hidden cameras. So I just don't think that he was blackmailing people for himself.
Yeah.
Now, what's really interesting is the guy that he started Bad Boy Records with is Clive Davis.
Mm-hmm.
And Clive Davis has an interesting criminal history. He was charged with not paying his taxes in 71, 72, and 73. He was head of CBS Records. And he was busted embezzling $94,000 from CBS Records. And the guy that he was using was a Genovese crime family named Pasquale Falcone. And how they intersected with, this is kind of interesting, how they intersected with Davis is Falcone was smuggling 22 pounds of heroin into the United States. And then they started looking at Falcone, and then they saw that he was doing these illegalities with Clive Davis. And then he also shelled out $250,000 for payola. That's giving kickbacks to radio stations, which is totally illegal. Yeah. But he did all these things, Clive Davis. He did all these things, and he walked. The dude never spent a day in jail.
Oh, then he teamed up with the diddler. That makes sense.
And then he came out with the diddler.
The feds said,
yeah, that was the connection.
We need you. We need the diddler.
Damn.
So you've got it's an interesting alchemy right now with P. Diddy. You've got his head of security, who is a fixer, who knows how to keep secrets about child abuse. You've got Clive Davis, who has been busted on innumerable things and felonies and not spend a day in jail. And then you've got a U.S. attorney that likes to cover up child abuse. So it's a pretty interesting alchemy to see how those things all turn out.
What do you think about Jay-Z? Nothing on him yet at all?
There's a lot of innuendo about this person or that person. Like Diddy says when he was sued by his girlfriend, Cassandra, Cassie Ventura. According to Jones, he says, well, I've got enough leverage on Bishop T.D. Jakes to get him to go to bat for me and say I'm a good guy and nice guy. And now Bishop T.D. Jakes, he's got a real estate empire. I mean, he's got a mega church in Dallas, but he's got like a real estate empire. And now one person on Twitter said that he's gay. So then the next thing, everybody in the news
That's
saying,
pretty good, though.
yeah,
If
and
you
he's
want-
got and he's blackmailing TD Jakes because he likes little boys,
Yeah.
or whatever. So
One guy calling you gay on Twitter.
Yeah,
That might be the straightest guy on earth.
and the person said, well, it's right there on Twitter.
Yeah.
So now here's a guy that's worth millions of dollars, and he just did a deal with Wells Fargo that could be up to $1 billion in housing. So, and he's a preacher, which his being a media mogul and also a real estate baron, it seems a little at odds with preaching. I mean, not when you get to the evangelical side and you're on television, I guess not.
Yeah, mega churching. Yeah, mega churches are like basically businesses and stuff where you can, you just get a guy and be like, yo, fund me. I'm going to start 10 more of these things.
I got to meet Jim and Tammy Bakker once. Not really the highlight of my life, but it was interesting. A friend of mine was an Herbalife distributor, and the feds busted him.
What? For what?
Dispensing Herbalife, marijuana.
Oh, he wasn't actually Herbalife, yeah.
This is before, I used to call it Herbalife. Now, but that reference is kind of lost.
He's a dispense Herbalife.
There was actually something called Herbalife.
I benefited financially.
There was actually something called Herbalife, but you guys are too young to know about that. When you get old and crusty like me, there's a lot of references there.
I remember Herbalife. The guys, there was this couple that would stand in the back of the church, and they had pins that said "Lose weight now, ask me how." And they would stand in the back of the church.
At Catholic church? Yeah. Get them out of there. They're selling their wares.
I know. I almost flip. They had tables.
You
I
gotta
would
flip
flip
the
them.
tables.
But yeah, it was this couple, and they had the guy with like a skinny guy with a mustache and the lady with 80s hair, and they were just standing in the back, and they looked great. I'll be honest. They were
looked
both
good.
looking pretty slender.
Yeah.
So a buddy of mine,
Pre-Instagram. You had to just go stand in public and go,
Lose
I
weight
know
now."
secrets. There's secret drugs you can take. Everything will be better.
It was just a veteran, probably. Yeah.
try crystal meth.
Yeah.
You lose
An
weight.
Herbalife together, you will lose weight. So I was visiting a buddy of mine in the federal prison in Rochester, Minnesota, which is kind of like a club fed. A lot of mafia guys end up there. And when you visit someone, at least in this prison, they put you in a little group and then they escort you across this courtyard. And I was in the same group as Tammy Faye. And she looked like, she does when she's live. She looks like maybe an Avon train wreck or something like that. I mean, she's definitely putting on her makeup with a trowel.
Yeah.
And I wondered why Jim Bakker got. He was originally like 100 years or something. I mean, it was appealed and got knocked down, and she got nothing. But when I met them both, so I was talking to my buddy and.
And what they did, they were like a mega. What do they do?
Well, they had a mega church, and
they got arrested.
Well, he got arrested for embezzling and all kinds of other things. Right. And he was building like a born again. Damn. Yeah, there we go. There's
like a secretary from the Drew Carey show.
Yeah, it really is, dude. It's exactly that. That's crazy. Cleveland rocks.
So I was visiting my buddy, and then she came and sat next to Jim, and I was sitting next to my buddy, and he had this sinister grin on his face. I mean, there was something kind of malignant about him. And what I felt about Tammy was, if you wanted to go to the bathroom, you had to go up to like this desk, and they'd give you a key, and then and I watched her go up to this desk. And the only thing I could think of, and I'm not trying to be disparaging here,
sure.
But the only thing I could think of is she's really a fucked up person. I mean, that's really what I felt. Honest. I mean, and he's sinister. And now he's got his own evangelical show again.
Oh, he got out, and now he's back to the same thing. So what was her deal, though? Was she there just to visit him?
To visit him, yeah. And she ultimately...
Herbalife. Just dumped out some Herbalife.
Did they get conjugals? Did he get conjugals in there? Maybe he was smiling.
Conjugals I don't think there's any more conjugals left.
They don't do that anymore?
Not that I'm aware of. I mean, of course, prisoners have their own conjugal thing.
True.
But
True that.
of a certain stripe. But well, so Jim Bakker's got his own show now, and you would think with all that scandal. I mean, I was also told that Jim. I probably shouldn't say this because it is derogatory and defaming, but I was told that Jim spent a lot of time on his knees when he was in prison.
Really?
Praying.
Yeah.
Damn, who told you that?
Some people that were that did time with him.
Damn.
So
probably, I mean, his enthusiasm was probably great.
True.
So now that I know these,
you get to take it out. Come out of this.
So now that I know these things about Jim,
just anointing himself with the chrism, dude.
Running around after he gets the facial.
That is insane. I mean, again, I know what you're saying. You don't want to implicate yourself in any kind of negative smearing, but as just a joke, it's very funny for a mega church pastor to just be pulling it out of guys in prison.
Say your name, demons.
Be out.
Be gone from this man. Oh, Lord. Oh.
mega church pastors get into a lot of those problems.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're all freaks.
Yeah, it's and I feel sorry for the people that believe in them and then ultimately end up giving them tons of money. And
Yeah.
there was an article. It was either Time or Newsweek did an article because Jim Bakker would go out with all these prostitutes, and then he would have them do stuff. And
Yeah.
you know, and there was one prostitute that said, you know, I've got 2 kids, and I wouldn't let them near that guy. So, and here he is preaching to millions of people every Sunday.
Really? She was like, he was too.
I guess he's got some aberrations.
Yeah, some requests.
Time magazine and or Newsweek, I can't remember which one, really didn't delineate on those aberrations, but I think that we can, from the anecdote that I've told you about is stay in prison, I think we can maybe extrapolate
True.
well.
Yeah. Probably some.
All right, so final thoughts on the diddler?
I think he's going to go down. But here's the thing. Diddy just didn't have musician friends, but he was plugged into politics, not quite like Epstein.
Vote or die.
But
I forgot about that.
Yeah, he was old.
Yeah, true.
and he also had a lot of sports people too. So going to he had regular parties and then he had what he called freak off parties.
Yeah.
And it's going to be interesting to see if any other people are going to go down. And the feds can be very persuasive. I mean, they can say, Diddy, you made a lot of money. I mean, we can take it all.
Yeah, true.
And put you away for 1 million years, and then, or else you can go gently into that good night and you can keep your money and we won't arrest half your family.
Damn.
I wrote a book called Confessions of a DC Madam, and it was about a guy who ran a gay escort service in Washington, DC. And there was a CIA asset that would use his escorts to frame closeted guys. It was a blackmail operation. And here's the guy, he was a mortician.
That sucks. Just being a guy fucking a gay prostitute and then be like, gotcha. And be like, fuck. We filmed you.
That would for real.
With Henry, he was a mortician, but he was raised in the southern corner of West Virginia, where people, preach with snakes and things like that. And so Henry moved to DC, and he'd been closeted this whole time. And then through a weird set of circumstances, he bought an gay escort service. And from a guy that was dying. And Henry is really brilliant as far as a marketer. So what he did is he opened up the yellow pages and he started calling all the escort services, which are generally fly-by-night operations. And if the phone was disconnected, he'd call up the telephone companies and he'd say, I'll pay for the arrears. So he ended up with like half the escorts in the DC yellow
True
pages.
arrears.
True, yeah.
Rear enders. Butt sex.
So his dying friend was like, "Yo, I'll sell you. I'll get a fire sale."
It was actually
a stable full.
It was
of
someone
gay
he
men.
met who was like a gay version of the Chippendales.
Well,
Introduced him to this guy. So, and he just and there was a guy. Okay, so with Henry. Now, here's a guy that was running a gay escort service. I mean, all he was doing is running a gay escort service.
Yeah.
I mean, he's
And
not
he was
buying-
gay too. You said he was gay in the
gay.
closet, and then
Yeah.
he bought.
He's an innocuous guy. He's a very
Sure.
gentle guy, very quiet, unassuming. I mean,
Yeah, gay.
yeah, you would never know that.
I know,
If you
yeah.
just met him, you'd never know
Sure,
the kind of
sure.
history he had. So he was indicted on 46 RICO counts.
Damn.
So he was looking at 395 years in prison. And this is what the feds said to him. Henry, we've used your escorts to compromise a lot of guys. And, you know, we appreciate that. And we're going to make a deal with you. We can put you away for 295 years with all these RICO indictments.
yeah.
Or
And that's in gay years or regular guy years? That's like 20 in regulars straight.
so they said, Henry, we'll give you a consolation prize. You keep your mouth shut and we'll only put you away for 5 years.
Whoa.
So he took the deal. But he was totally sold down the river by his attorney, who was Greta Van Susteren. I mean, what she did to him was pretty egregious.
What'd she do?
She basically sold him out to the government. Anything that the government wanted to do,
It sucks.
she allowed them to do. And she's a Scientologist. I don't know if you guys are familiar. But she got Henry to go to like Scientology boot camp and get cleared. He actually, if
He got clear?
Once you're cleared, you get a blue cake. And then Henry actually got a blue cake. But then he had to go back and get sentenced. And
Oh, he got clear before he went to jail.
yeah, he had some time.
Got blue caked.
Yeah,
He had some time to get cleared before he went to prison.
that's cool.
But that's what happened with him, is that he was made that deal, and I can see Diddy being made that deal.
Gotcha. That makes sense. He's gonna, the power brokers will.
Yeah.
I mean, how about people just stop being sexually impious, and we wouldn't have these problems.
Speak for yourself.
I think in this day and age, that's kind of
Yeah.
I don't know if that's possible.
Yeah, well, I feel like now they can just grab the web history off people. They can just snag your Pornhubs and be like, yo.
I'm really glad that I was a wild kid in my youth, and I'm really glad that smartphones weren't around in my youth, and YouTube wasn't around, or else I don't know if I'd be able to be a journalist, a respected journalist today. I mean, not that I'm that respected, but you know, I'm somewhat respected.
You're on this podcast. That's pretty good.
True. Yeah, no,
This is
being
where all the
plugged
respected
in,
journalists go.
being plugged into phone porn from 12 is like pretty wild.
Yeah, I've been reading about that. It severely messes kids up. That
Yeah, I would think.
Here, Gardini's young.
Yeah, Gardini's
He's
victim.
an absolute deviant.
But then the thing about Pornhub is they've been busted like nearly 120 times with minors. I mean, you would think that they'd get shut down after 10 or 20 or 30 or something.
Putting out vids of minors, basically. Or just like child labor laws, like having like data entry.
And actually, there's been some girls that were minors that have sued Pornhub.
From their stuff being out. Yeah, that's. Yeah.
Dang.
Everyone has to upload their ID, dude. That's what they do in Texas now. You have to upload your driver's license.
Yeah, I read about that.
I like that.
Not
Yeah,
necessarily a bad idea.
Obviously, probably a good thing, but
Yeah, it's fair.
it's dampening my jacks.
Yeah.
It's put a real damper on my jacks. You just go on and you're immediately reminded of child sex. You're like, oh.
Yeah, true. You go. What do they say?
I
Like,
jack off to that. I don't need thumbnambs anymore. I jack off to the governor's warning. I go, oh my God, this is bad.
there's so much porn behind this.
That's innovative.
Yeah,
Or you just end up jacking off to your own license. Like, fuck it.
this is a crazy photo. It doesn't even look like me.
You know, the thing about it is, I'm sure you've got narcissists out there that do that.
I mean, yeah, especially your license photo. That'd be crazy.
All right, I think
that's supreme confidence.
We need to make the move, dude. We need to discuss the truth about Watergate.
Oh, yeah.
What's going on here?
The Truth About Watergate, that's my last book. Everything that you know about Watergate, the vast majority of it is a lie.
So Forrest Gump didn't break it up?
He played only a minor role in Watergate. It's interesting. What happened with Watergate, and there's been some really great books written about Watergate, but they're tomes, and they're very, very complex. And it's hard. I mean, you have to kind of study them. So my goal was to be the unified field theory of Watergate revisionist books. And what happened with Nixon is Nixon decided to do strategic arm limitation talks with the Soviets. And he also started to open up China for diplomacy, rapprochement. And he was doing this behind the backs of the CIA, the Department of Defense, and actually the State Department. And on his first or second day, Nixon didn't like the CIA, and because he felt that the CIA sabotaged him with when he ran against JFK in 1960. So Nixon, it was, I think, National Security Memorandum 2 was some kind of innocuous document that he issued his first or second day, where he said that the CIA, the Department of Defense, and the State Department will have no input whatsoever in any of my geopolitical moves. Basically, he was telling those three bodies just to go to hell, and he was going to do his own thing. And then he started making contact with the Russians, and then he started making contact with the Chinese. He'd been a Cold Warrior, and he saw that that wasn't working. He saw that containment wasn't working. And he just saw that we were spending all this money, and he just realized it wasn't, it just wasn't prudent. It would never work. So he started to do this, and then the Joint Chiefs of Staff actually had an espionage ring against Nixon. It's called the Moore-Radford affair. Thomas Moore was head of the Joint Chiefs of Staff. He was an admiral, and they used Moore and they used Radford, who was a yeoman. That was the link between, because he was using the National Security Council. Nixon was to do all these moves, and Radford was the liaison between the Joint Chiefs and the National Security Staff. So Radford was stealing all these documents. And Alexander Haig was in on it too. And actually Haig plays a role in the demise of Nixon. So Haig was enabling Radford to steal all these documents.
Who's Haig?
Alexander Haig is, he's a general. He was the Joint Chiefs of, he was Nixon's chief of staff. And then he was ultimately the overall leader of NATO.
Oh, I would love to see.
And he's from Philadelphia.
Awesome.
Oh, nice.
Is he really?
Yeah, he's from Philadelphia.
Damn.
Go Birds.
So the Joint Chiefs started this espionage ring against Nixon, but the Nixon administration outed the espionage ring.
Oh, they found out.
Yeah. So then the CIA started to infiltrate the Nixon administration. Kind of like Scarface at the end of the movie, where, you know, he's double-crossed the Bolivian drug dealer and all those assassins, are coming. Okay, so that's what the CIA did to the Nixon administration. I mean, they just started inundating the Nixon administration from all different types of angles. And what's interesting about Watergate, it's a conspiracy within a conspiracy. Because McCord and Hunt, who are the two guys that were busted in Watergate, their goal was to take down Nixon. They wanted to take down Nixon. But there were two agendas at work. And this is actually my third book on sexual political blackmail, because at the heart of Watergate is a CIA sexual honey trap. And what's really interesting, so the burglars broke into Watergate, and there was a secretary from the Democratic National Committee named Maxie Wells. She kept photos of prostitutes in her desk under lock and key. And if you were a Democratic VIP, you would go there and take a look, and then these girls would be at the Columbia Plaza, which was a high-class apartment building. And that was, and the CIA had had video or film or whatever.
So you would just walk into this lady's office and she'd be like, check out these ladies.
I mean, I'm sure that there was some kind of secret handshake or code or something like that.
Gotcha.
Probably like, hey, I'd like a hooker. Is there So
do you think these girls are pretty?
So John, the woman that ran that escort
I hear the
service.
cherry blossoms are beautiful this time of year. Oh, yes, they are. Yes, Senator.
I don't know if there was a lot of cherries at that.
Oh, yeah.
But
The cherries are gone.
I think cherries had been gone a long time. But so John Dean's wife, Maureen Dean, was good friends of Heidi Reichen, who ran that escort service, that CIA compromise escort. And actually, G. Gordon Liddy said that she was part of that escort service. And he was sued, but he managed to win it. The first was a hung jury, but then he won the second trial. But anyway, so one of the burglars, Eugenio Martinez, had a key to the desk where the pictures were taken.
Oh, no.
Where the pictures were kept. And when they got busted, their photograph equipment was on her desk. So, but then there was another, so that was the first conspiracy, and that was initiated by...
I'm sorry, when he used the key, did he get rid of those pictures and they were never
No.
found?
He got busted before he could even get into the desk.
Okay.
I mean, they were on them really quickly. And he tried to get rid of the key. He got the shit kicked out of him twice by Carl Schaffler. Who was
Fucking Schaffler.
Carl Schaffler was the cop that was notified that the Watergate break-in was going down.
Why was he trying to take the pictures of the naked ladies?
I think that they wanted to take as many
Compromise
pictures pictures of whatever documentation, women, anything that they possibly could.
And this was a CIA guy stealing the ladies?
Okay, so
Yeah, let's...
I'm confused.
Hold on.
The lady's name was, what was the wife's name again?
Maureen Dean, John
Maureen
Dean's
Dean.
wife.
Gotcha.
Who's John Dean?
Okay, so John Dean was counsel to the president.
Okay.
And he was the guy that supposedly saw that that the Nixon administration was awash in moral turpitude and corruption.
Gotcha.
And he's the guy, he had a book called, it's actually a great piece of fiction. It's called Blind Ambition. And he was the guy that turned on Nixon in the Nixon administration. And then ultimately it was Nixon's word against Dean's word. But there's quotes or there's tapes of Nixon talking about Dean and Dean lying. I mean, Dean, he's a snaky guy. Mm-hmm. And Maureen Dean was very, very attractive. And John Dean, but she was good friends with Heidi Reichen. And what's really interesting is a number of people have thought that she was working as a prostitute for Heidi Reichen or working with Heidi Reichen, running her prostitute gig. And now, John Dean's book was Blind Ambition, and Maureen Dean was Watergate, A Woman's Journey. And they both say that they met in L.A., that Maureen Dean was living in L.A. when they met. And then they had a torrid romance, and then Maureen Dean flew to Washington, and then that was it. She moved in with John Dean. Mm-hmm. But I found an article in the Washington Post where it's talking about her working for the government before that. So either they're lying in their books or the Washington Post is lying, because it's out of the, if you take that chronology in the Washington Post, it's because people have said Maureen Dean was a hooker, but it never made any sense to me because she flew back to Washington, D.C., and she lived with John Dean. She didn't need to be a hooker to make money. But according to the Washington Post, she was already in Washington, D.C. when she met John Dean. So with that timeline, it's definitely feasible that she could have been a hooker with Heidi Reichen. And plus, her and Heidi Reichen were very good friends. That's pretty much proven.
Gotcha. So what did they actually nail him for? So you're saying that Nixon, if I'm right or wrong, but I don't know if I'm right or wrong, but it's like Nixon's people had this prostitution thing going on, and they tried to expose that, and then he caught them trying to do that.
Okay, so what happened was Nixon didn't know anything.
He didn't know it was okay.
He didn't know anything about any
That's
of
kind
this.
of my question.
And actually, the top people in the Nixon administration didn't know about Watergate. They knew nothing about Watergate. And it was Jeb Magruder, who was the acting chairman of the committee to reelect the president. And it was John Dean that sent them in there to the Watergate.
And they were, the story I was always, they were just in there to steal what, Democrat like political plans?
Well, dirt.
They were just in there to get dirt on the
dirt.
on
The second time, the first time, actually there were two break-ins. The first time was dirt. Or the first time was, any kind of documentation, but the second time was definitely dirt.
Okay.
I mean, that's why they had the key to Maxie Wells' deaths.
Yes. But if they were in there to get dirt, I thought they were against Nixon.
Well,
a lot of those guys.
No, they were CIA guys.
Yeah.
All those guys were CIA except for G. Gordon Liddy, the crazy one, but they were all CIA. So the overt plan to get it for them was to get dirt. The plan that Magruder and Dean told them to do was to get dirt. Now, there was a second agenda going on there. Those CIA guys, McCord and Hunt, had infiltrated the Nixon administration, like those assassins in Scarface. And their goal was to get Nixon out of office. And they had the opportunity because that was that whole thing was a setup. McCord really hated Nixon, and Hunt didn't like him at all. And just to make sure, they're
going to steal him out of the office.
What's that?
So they kidnap him, steal him out of the office. So how are they going to do it though? Are they just going to like plant something, or just like look for bad stuff?
Or just intentionally get caught?
They were just going to see how it went out. But then there's the media side of it too, which I can get into a little bit later. But with the CIA guys, they wanted the burglars they were Cubans that had worked with the CIA before, but Hunt and McCord were actual agents.
Gotcha.
Now they were ostensibly retired, but they weren't. In the book I show that they're still working with the CIA. So the goal of Dean and Magruder was to get dirt on the Democrats. And some people have speculated that Dean wanted those pictures because his wife was in those pictures. I don't know, but that's what people have speculated. But the CIA guys, that was not their goal. Their goal was to incriminate Nixon. And so at the Watergate, the Democratic National Committee was on the 6th floor. And on the 8th floor was the Federal Reserve Committee or whatever it was, Federal Reserve. And now someone had broken into the Federal Reserve about a month before the first Watergate burglary. And the McCord really tried hard to get busted. So at about midnight, 6 guys in suits signed in to the Watergate at midnight and went up to the 8th floor, signed in for the Federal Reserve. But the security guard was like, I think he probably had the IQ of an avocado. He couldn't figure that out at all. So the second time they went in, there was a guy named Baldwin, and he called the DC police. And Carl Schaffler was he was a DC policeman, but he'd also worked for intelligence, probably a little bit of both. And he was a block and a half away. And then when the call came in, they went right to the Watergate, and then and then they got busted. And Nixon, the thing with, so those were the two, it was a conspiracy within a conspiracy. The overt conspiracy was to get dirt, and then the CIA's conspiracy, the covert conspiracy, was to get Nixon.
And you're saying Nixon didn't even know about the
No.
get dirt plan?
Didn't have a clue. None of those guys did. And that's what they were calling each other. And they go, who sent these guys in? Because Nixon was way ahead of McGovern. I mean, he walloped McGovern. It was going to be probably the biggest landslide up to that point. Reagan's
Up till 2024.
True. Why did he get in trouble for people breaking in, though? I don't understand.
What's that?
Why was he? So he got in trouble
so
for
we're
something
Nixon-
crazy?
They sent Watergate was just they sent people into the Democratic committee to steal shit. That's what he got impeached
got
for.
blamed for that.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah. That was the how it was portrayed,
Okay, that makes sense. So
and that's what Nixon left office for. To hit the fucking
Yeah, hit
No,
I'm
but
sorry,
what happened, what he left office for was obstruction of justice. Because Nixon, I mean, you listen to the tapes of these guys and they're going like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I mean, who ordered those guys to break in? Now, Magruder and Dean, who ordered them to break in, kept quiet. So those guys had no idea.
Damn, so there was just like 9 burglars in the building and everyone was
Yeah.
Spider-Man out.
But Nixon, his natural instinct was to cover it up. I mean, he didn't know why anybody broke into the office, or he didn't know some of the other crazy stuff that these guys had done.
Yeah.
But it was just his political instinct to cover it up.
Gotcha.
And that's where
Makes
he got
sense.
busted. Is he tried to use the CIA, and the CIA double-crossed him. He tried to use the CIA because the FBI launched this investigation, and they found leads to the Nixon administration because of Hunt and McCord. And he tried to get the CIA to play their national security guard to stop the FBI. Now, Richard Helm was head of the CIA at that point, and him and Nixon hated each other. When there would be a cabinet briefing or a National Security Council briefing, Helms was allowed to brief the cabinet members or the National Security Council, but then after that, he had to leave. I mean, Nixon had they really hated each other. Now, Richard Helms said, no, we're not going to cover it up. But then Nixon said something about the Kennedy assassination. And actually there's tapes where Nixon is grilling Helms. Who shot John? Who shot John? And so Nixon leveraged them with the Kennedy assassination.
Oh, wow.
And then Helms said, okay, we'll do it. But he didn't. So, and actually the CIA provided more incriminating evidence against Nixon. But Nixon didn't know any of this stuff. All these machinations were just going on below the surface.
Jesus.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
I had no idea. I thought he got like in trouble for like stealing stuff. I didn't know what happened. I thought like, he actually just stole stuff and got busted and was like, my bad.
I'm not a crook, dude.
Yeah, I'm not a crook.
The thing is, if Dean and Magruder hadn't ordered those break-ins, then Nixon would have.
That's what was tied to his, to
Yeah,
get those
would have been.
pictures
And
of their wives, their hot wives.
Damn.
Their hot wife and they got busted. We gotta get those naked pictures of our hot prostitute wives out of there. Shit's about to go down.
Yeah.
well, at least they were
naked
adults. I mean, I got to give them that much. You know?
What?
They were adults.
True.
I mean,
Yeah, true. Yeah.
By today's standards, that was
by
was
today's
above
standard.
board.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was actually very nice of them. Very chivalrous.
So they wanted Nixon out because he was trying to chill out on the Cold War.
Well, he was befriending the communists.
Yeah.
And the Hawks and the CIA and the Department of Defense hated the communists.
Nixon's always portrayed in like modern, every movie's in. He's like a war hawk. Like he's always like, we need to nuke them now.
Yeah. Well,
Meanwhile, he was trying to de-escalate.
yes, big time. And he even told the Soviets that he was willing to relinquish Vietnam.
Didn't it end under his administration?
Yeah, Vietnam War?
Yeah.
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 I mean, he bombed the shit out of the Vietnamese
Yeah.
before he did
He
that.
gave that a shot.
But Nixon is kind of split personality. So he really worked hard to do a arms deal with the Soviets because he saw the nuclear escalation. And actually, he cut defense by 64% in his administration. And he did some positive, like OSHA, and he wanted to give health care for everybody, all Americans. He enacted some the Environmental Protection Agency. I mean, that was also a Nixon initiative. He did do some good things. Now we just look at him as evil incarnate. But but it was so. What was really interesting about this is Woodward and Bernstein were essentially the guys that the two reporters that brought him down. And they're the most pathological liars of probably anybody in the entire Watergate saga. It's really interesting. And Ben Bradley was the editor of the Washington Post, and he was a CIA guy too. So, and Woodward was also a CIA guy. Bernstein just wanted money for nothing and chicks for free. I mean, he blew all his money on prostitutes and coke. And he had a tough time after that. But Bernstein. And so what's fascinating, I mean, people think that those two are like the Mount Rushmore of journalism. And I mean, what's amazing about them is they're telling lies when they don't even need to lie. I mean, a lot of time they need to lie, and I understand that, but they're telling lies when they don't even need to lie. It's kind of amazing.
What were some of their most like egregious lies?
Deep Throat. Okay, Deep Throat was the guy that gave Woodward all the dirt on Nixon to take him down. Mm-hmm. Now,
why did he call himself Deep Throat, by the way?
What's that?
Why did he call
That
himself
was
Deep
back
Throat?
before it was really fucking. It really was. I remember even as a kid being like, "Why do they call him Deep Throat?" I don't like that. Didn't they make a porn right away? That like popularized.
Did it really?
That being like that's
that's
sexual.
Deep Throat.
Yeah.
There was a very popular porn movie called Deep Throat, and that's what Woodward.
Oh, he just named himself after it. That's pretty sick.
Oh, he named himself after it.
Well, he named his source Deep Throat.
Oh, okay.
Was the porn out before he named it Deep Throat?
The porn was out, and then there was a Supreme Court battle over it, and then the porn, and then it was back in.
Damn. My political name would have to be Thick Latina Mommies.
The source, Thick Latina Mommy, is here. He's here to give us all his secrets.
Amateur Latino Mommies.
Stepmom Stuck is here.
Yes, the dossier. So he
Girlfriend
named himself.
Girlfriend Experience is here.
He named himself after a porn. That's crazy.
All right,
No, he didn't. Woodward named him.
He named him after his favorite porn.
Fucking sick ass.
That's crazy.
That's fucked up. If I was Deep Throat, I'd be like, what the fuck?
Because he was briefing other agents. They'd be like, my source, Deep Throat. Like, all right, dude.
And Deep Throat hid his identity, right? So
Totally hid his identity.
You can't be like, dude, stop calling me Deep Throat. You just have to be like, fuck, I'm Deep Throat now.
But if you briefed all the other guys, you'd be like, well, Deep Throat. They'd be reading the thing like, dude, can you stop calling him Deep Throat, please? Mr. Blue is fine.
Yeah, Mr. Blue works.
But they rolled out a guy named Mark Felt who was severely impaired by Alzheimer's and said this was Deep Throat.
Yes.
And actually, I think Deep Throat was a composite. I think that Woodward was getting. I mean, Woodward's tapped into intelligence. He was naval intelligence.
Okay, so I'm sorry, for everybody that's not familiar with Watergate, Deep Throat was Woodward's inside source on all the stuff that broke to the Washington Post.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Woodward said that he had this elaborate system that he'd contact Deep Throat, that he would move this flower pot on his balcony. Okay, so his apartment faced a courtyard. So Deep Throat couldn't have just driven by and seen the balcony. He would have to go behind the parking lot. And here's where it really gets problematic. If Mark Felt was fired 6 months before the most incriminating stuff on Nixon came out, the tapes. And so he, according to Woodward's, I mean, no one said this, but he was driving in from Virginia every day, going behind Woodward's building and looking up.
Yeah.
I mean, it's total bullshit. I mean, it's,
yeah. And there was never, and they never even found the identity of, so that seems kind of weird to me, to be a journalist and be like, I have a secret source.
Yeah.
And then write it as fact.
Yes.
That seems outrageous. You can literally make anything up and say, I have a secret source.
And especially, I mean, with all the lies that I catch them in. And then it's kind of interesting, if Deep Throat ostensibly wanted to contact Woodward, he would take the New York Times and then he'd put the time, a clock on whatever page, and then the paper would be delivered to Woodward. But the problem is, all the New York Times that went to that particular apartment building were just put in a pile.
Yeah.
they weren't. They weren't put in front of Woodward's door. So the whole thing about Woodward is, and what happened was, as Watergate started taking a toll on the Nixon administration, he had to start firing people. He fired his chief of staff, Haldeman. He fired his domestic czar, John Ehrlichman. He had to fire his attorney general, Richard Kleindienst. And Alexander Haig was such a great shapeshifter. He had been in that administration because he'd worked for Nixon, or worked for Kissinger at the National Security Council. And Nixon really liked him. Haig hated Nixon, but Haig was a really cunning sociopath. So he became Nixon's chief of staff, which was the biggest mistake that Haldeman ever made, H.R. Haldeman. When he got fired, he said, well, try Alexander Haig. And it was Alexander Haig that provided the really incriminating stuff.
Gotcha.
But here's the thing. Woodward and Heg lied. They said they hadn't met each other until 1973. And Woodward was debriefing Heg in the 1960s when Woodward was with Naval Intelligence. So that...
Woodward was Naval Intelligence before he became a journalist?
Yeah. And here's what...
Free Nixon, bro.
Yeah, true.
So what's interesting is, and I'll tell you just how crazy the Woodward story is. So Woodward, he graduates from Yale, and he's accepted to Harvard Law School. And then he ostensibly goes to the Washington Post after he's been accepted to Harvard Law School and says, I'd really like to be a reporter. I tell you what, I'm gonna, how about if I write for you guys for 2 weeks? And then if you don't like it, you don't even have to pay me. And if you don't like it, then I'll leave. So that was the deal that was ostensibly made with the Washington Post. And then they put him, ultimately he ended up in the AAA system of the Washington Post in a weekly in Maryland. And he drove a Carmen Ghia. He lived in a very nice apartment. There's no way that he could, and I demonstrate this in the book, there's no way that he could have paid. Woodward was definitely a spy at that point.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. There's no way he was making that
And
money.
then the Washington Post brought him back. And then 9 months later, he and Bernstein broke open Watergate.
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
They tell all kinds of other lies, but Deep Throat is definitely the biggest lie that they tell.
Do you think the stuff happening to Trump now might be some sort of interference operation or what?
I don't know.
You said it, brother. Yeah. I was waiting to ask, and I was like, I don't know.
I was curious. It sounds familiar.
Yeah.
I don't. It's really hard to know with Trump. I don't see how that guy cannot be compromised myself. I mean,
but it does have the thing that reminds me of it is like the hallmarks of like JFK and Nixon, where it's like, let's de-escalate with Russia. Let's de-escalate with North Korea and China. Like, why are we, you know what I mean? It seems to be that.
I'm willing to keep my mind open on that.
Yeah.
His tax bill was probably the biggest redistribution of wealth that we've ever experienced in the United States in a short period of time. So he did help the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. He's also circled in Epstein's black book.
Yeah.
Right.
Which is pretty incriminating. And he denied being with Epstein, but an Epstein victim has come forward and said that she'd talked to another Epstein victim. They were adults, but that Trump had been kind of hard on the one victim. So
hard on how so?
Just a little rough.
Sexually rough.
Yeah.
I knew it was I'm dynamo in the sack.
I mean, we're not talking leather and S&M type stuff.
Yeah.
You just put a hurting on a lady at Epstein's Island. Yeah, I would say, if you're on the, he was pretty good pals.
They were really good pals. And it's tough to know. He said that he heard that Epstein.
I heard he broke it off after the first one when Epstein got arrested in Florida.
Well, he ostensibly broke it off before then.
Yeah.
But, I mean, Donald Trump has problems with veracity, so it's difficult to know.
Has there been any connections of him and Epstein after that? Like when he said they were done being friends?
He took Epstein's plane.
After that?
Yeah, after that. And he was also visited Epstein's house. A deposition from Epstein's brother, Mark, talks about that.
Damn.
So he did lie. Trump did lie about that.
Yeah.
Gotcha. With Gates, and Gates revisited him too, didn't he?
Well, here's the thing with Bill Gates.
Yes.
The media cover story on him is that they met in 2011.
Mm-hmm.
The Evening Standard did an article on Epstein in 2001. And according to that article, Gates and Epstein were doing business in the 90s.
Damn.
So there's a lot that's been covered up about Epstein. And there's guys like me that really want to get at the truth, but the government and the media are just fond of kicking out salacious details. And it's really hard to get to the truth because there's been so many lies. But when I think about Trump being prosecuted or persecuted, I do think about Nixon being persecuted. I believe, here's the thing with Nixon. He wanted to de-escalate the arms race. He wanted to open up China so he could use China against Russia. I mean, that was his thing, and it was working for sure. But then he backed Pinochet, who was a genocidal dictator. He backed Suharto, who was a genocidal dictator, and then Pol Pot. The Chinese were down with Pol Pot, and he wanted to appease the Chinese, so he tacitly backed Pol Pot.
But was that CIA doing that, or that was him?
That was Nixon.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, the CIA ultimately did things that enabled it.
They got it done. Yeah.
So
Gotcha.
with Nixon, it's not. The media has sold Nixon as good versus evil, but it's not quite that simple.
Yeah.
And the media has also said that it was the left that toppled Nixon when it was actually the right that really had the means, motive, and opportunity initially. I mean, eventually the left got involved, but after the right had inflicted a tremendous amount of damage on him.
Dang. Yeah, I had no idea. I never really asked. I didn't know much about Watergate. I thought he just got caught doing something kind of bad. And
everything that, like I said when we started, everything that you know about Watergate is a lie.
Damn.
Just about everything.
Shit.
Let's take a pee break.
Yeah, I do have to pee really badly.
Quick break.
Quick break, yes.
It can be easy. Hey! I'm joshing. Eat your chicken, dude. It can be easy to ignore our social battery and spread ourselves thin, especially with social gatherings picking up after the winter. What's the right amount of socializing for you? How do you recharge? Maybe you thrive around people, or maybe you need some more time alone. Therapy can give you the self-awareness to build a social life that doesn't drain your battery. Personal endorsement. golly.
Yeah, man. You got to fucking figure all these questions
You
out.
got to answer these questions. Otherwise, you're going to spread yourself.
Yep.
Last thing you want is to be spread. You don't want to be spread, dude. You ever been spread?
Yeah, you be careful. No, thank God I wouldn't.
Right now, I've been spread. Thankfully,
spread?
I've been home lately, but I was
Sure,
spread.
yeah, you
I
get
was
spread out, yeah.
gaping in the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, true. I'll spread myself out a lot of times, family, and then I'll just.
Spread yourself in front of your family. Yeah. At Thanksgiving, you come down, you spread in front of everyone.
I'm like a turkey on the table.
You can just lay down, put an apple in your mouth, and just spread. If you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient and flexible, and suited for your schedule. Just fill out a brief. It's so funny thinking of them getting this ad reads. Brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist and switch therapists anytime for no additional charge. And you know that's something me and Matt love the most about BetterHelp.
True.
Find your social sweet spot with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/MSSP today to get 10% off your first month. And that's BetterHelp, HELP.com/MSSP, dude.
That's what I'm talking about.
Think about your dad coming down at Thanksgiving and fucking spread himself.
I just like to switch up. They're like, you're narcissistic bipolar. I go, next. Try again.
Nope, wrong.
I demand another. All right, here we go. Ever experienced the agony of harsh smoke, throat burning, or coughing attacks when smoking cannabis? The struggle is real, but the solution is chilly. That's right. I'm talking about the smoothest way to light up, and that's with Freeze Pipe. Freeze Pipe makes a unique line of freezable pipes, bubblers, and bongs that are 80% colder than using ice cubes to chill smoke. The magic is in freezable glycerin. The magic is freezable glycerin chambers that come on every piece. Simply, pause.
Is that what?
Simply pop the chamber in the freezer for 1 hour, and as smoke passes through, it's instantly chilled by over 300 degrees. So every puff arrives ice cold and cough free. Yeah, I mean, dude, we can joke around all we want. Those things cool down smoke. You can't deny it. It is what it is. Those are just the facts. American owned and with over 100,000 happy customers, Freeze Pipe uses the thickest glass and market-leading glycerin chambers for a smoother experience you have to feel to believe. Ditch harsh smoke forever by visiting thefreezepipe.com and use code DRENCHED for 10% off your order. That's thefreezepipe.com and code DRENCHED for 10% off. Shop today for free shipping and smoke like royalty without paying a king's ransom.
Lucy is made for your nicotine routine and delivered straight to your door. It's 100% pure nicotine and always tobacco-free. You can choose your preferred form, pouches, breakers, or gum, and you can choose your strength from 2 milligrams to 12 milligrams. 12's a lot. And I'll tell you what, I know some hockey players that would like that.
Oh, yeah.
Flavors include mint, apple ice. That's the hockey player's favorite.
True.
Espresso, mango, and more. Save yourself from the weekly gas station stop and sign up for a monthly subscription, which saves you 15%, no commitment, cancel anytime. Avoiding the gas station stop is very nice.
Yeah, man.
That's big for Lucy.
Yeah, I might get in a fight.
Personal endorsement, I go to the gas station sometimes for my gas station fix.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like it. That's why I switched to Lucy, and I like Lucy.
Yep. You don't have to talk to any ruffians that might be hanging out there.
The ruffians there, yes.
Mm-hmm. Careful.
The product that sets Lucy apart is Lucy Breakers. It's nicotine pouches, but with a tiny capsule inside. That capsule contains a liquid flavor that saturates the pouch before it's even in use. Oh, fucking saturate some lady's pouch. Break it in with your teeth and boom, instant nicotine release when you need it. Let's level up your nicotine routine with Lucy. Go to lucy.co/drenched and use promo code DRENCHED to get 20% off your first order. Lucy offers free shipping and has a 30-day refund policy if you change your mind. Lucy.co and use code DRENCHED to get 20% off and always free shipping.
Straight up.
Here comes the fine print. Lucy products are only for adults of legal age, and every order is age verified. Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical.
Shit. Oh, please. Also, this week I'll be in Las Vegas. Please come. Wise Guys, Las Vegas. Go to mattmccusker.com for tickets. Yeah, and there's a bunch of other shows. Please come. Bye. Yep.
Just don't even ask. Stick your fucking beak in the camera.
Sorry. That'll be quick. Me, Lemaire, and Nate's show is on May 7th at the Creek in the Cave. If you're in Austin, Texas, please come.
Those have been really fun shows.
Yeah, they
they've
are.
been great.
And now Nate's with you guys.
Nate's with us. It's a 3-man team now.
You guys are, yeah.
Pause.
Resume.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Don't ever backtalk Matt
sorry,
like that
sorry,
again.
Matt. Sorry. And
No,
please
it's
come
fine.
to Raleigh at Good Nights in Raleigh on June 6th. Thank
Oh
you.
God, now we got a big shot touring comic.
Oh yeah.
Well, I wish. Thank you. Thank you. Goodbye.
Yeah, before we get into the Watergate stuff,
Yeah, we'll do this as like a precursor almost. Almost. There you go. Yeah, we'll do it as a precursor.
yeah, because a lot of the people listening to this are young men that just young men that
Yeah.
have never really heard of Watergate or have just a brief summary of some names and what the overall scandal, or at least is portrayed as.
The official narrative. Yeah.
Okay, the official narrative with Watergate is Richard Nixon sanctioned Watergate, and the burglars got busted. And then Nixon tried to cover it up. And then that's ultimately what he was taken down for, is obstruction of justice.
Okay.
But the real Watergate story is
Yes.
Nixon didn't have a clue that those guys were breaking in to the Watergate. He had a couple of guys on his staff, Jeb Magruder, who was acting chairman for the committee to re-elect the president, and John Dean, who was counsel to the president. Those two guys sanctioned the Watergate break-ins. And the burglars, G. Gordon Liddy and was the only one that wasn't CIA. All those burglars were CIA guys or CIA assets or had been CIA assets. G. Gordon Liddy was the only one, and he'd worked for the FBI. So Liddy was the point man, and Liddy thought that breaking into the Watergate was coming from Nixon's attorney general, John Dean, or John Mitchell.
Right.
He had no idea that it was coming from Jeb Magruder and John Dean. So they sent the burglars in the first time to get as much information on the Democrats. Now, the Watergate was the sixth floor of the Democratic National Committee was on the Democratic National Committee was on the sixth floor of the Watergate. And the burglars broke in the first time, and they were looking for like democratic strategies, things like that.
Gotcha.
And then they broke in a second time.
The first time they broke in, they didn't get caught.
They did not get caught. No.
And this was how long before the second break-in?
About 3 weeks.
Okay.
And then 3 weeks later, they were ordered to get as much dirt as they possibly could. And the Democratic National Committee was connected to a brothel that was a CIA honey trap. And what happened was the secretary at the Democratic National Committee had in her desk, she had pictures of a bunch of prostitutes.
Yeah.
And Democratic VIPs would check out the pictures of
So
the
funny they
prostitutes.
got busted doing that. So that was a whole separate issue. Yeah. So we got that one.
All right.
Yeah, we got that one.
I think we're good.
Yeah. So we got the preamble.
Let's fire it up right back to where we were, which was, what were we talking about? Yeah, Bill Gates.
BGZ.
All right. We just got done talking about Bill Gates' connection with Epstein back in the 90s.
Yeah.
What bothers me about Gates, have you guys ever tried to get a hold of a human if you've had a problem with Word?
Oh, it's the worst, dude. Or you know what happened one time? What happens is they'll do a thing where you'll just like an Indian guy will just take over your computer. Like I was like moving my mouse and my mouse would start going to the left and I'd be like, what the fuck? And he was like, sir, please stop. Yeah, they'll just, if you gotta give them permission, they'll just get into your computer and start fucking going nuts on it.
You've gone for. I've never been
It
able
took
to
a
make.
lot for me to get that though. I was chat bot after chat bot.
If they got into my computer, dude,
Yeah,
they
eventually.
could ruin all my Total War campaigns.
Dude, you could
You
tank
could start a war with Russia, dude. I don't want that.
You know, here's what
your
I
own
mean.
Watergate.
There's a number of things that bother me about Bill Gates, but one of the preeminent things is he's buying all this land.
Yeah.
Why can't he put a call center? You know, on one of those acres. I mean, if he just spent a little of his money and made a call center in Idaho.
Or have the dudes like hoeing all the strawberries, the Bluetooth, and they could do 2 at once.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See?
But not Billy. He's got because I'm a writer and I rely on Microsoft Word, unfortunately.
Dude,
and I had some problems with it about 6 months ago, and I desperately tried to talk to humans.
Yeah.
Can you find your Word documents that you save on the OneDrive? If I save anything on OneDrive, I can't find it. I don't know where it is on my computer. Sorry, we don't have to talk about
No. Well, I mean, I can try to give you. I can try to give you some tips.
I can't find the file afterwards. I'm stumped. I'm currently stumped. I try to send.
You lost your files.
I just try to they're there, but then I try to email them to someone as an attachment, and it's just like, where is it?
You need a call center.
I do.
You desperately need.
You got to let the engines into your computer, and they'll just start.
Yeah, they'll get it.
They'll get in there. Which I don't know how I even got in there. That was kind of nuts. I was like, what? Get out of my fucking mouse.
I mean, Gates wasn't making enough money selling Microsoft Word. Now we have to rent it, and then
Yeah, the suite.
there's no call center. I mean,
Yeah, that might be his most, honestly, out of everything he's accused of, that might be the worst.
Was he ever accused of laying with ladies at Epstein's?
he's been outed that way.
Yeah.
Not with Epstein, but with some other scenarios.
Okay.
But if he's been outed in other scenarios, I mean, why wouldn't he?
Why wouldn't he do it?
Then his wife was the one who blasted him on the Epstein stuff.
Actually,
which is
according to the media, she left him
because of it.
because of the Epstein stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
But he and Epstein went back to the 1990s.
Damn.
Instead of 2011. There's so much bullshit that's been manufactured about Epstein and so much salacious dirt. It's really unfortunate. You've got a guy that trafficked children for 25 years, and our media, no one in the mainstream media has called for any justice for any of those victims.
No,
well, it became right wing to even care about it.
That's been that's not for
that's
sure.
what happened. If you
that
care
became
about
also
it, you're right-wing.
that's a big thing we talk about a lot on this. Is like we don't do anything about it. The only thing you can do with Epstein is just on a podcast be like, "The fuck?
Yeah,
what was that?
Yeah, true.
They killed him. We knew they were going to kill him.
Yeah,
and he trafficked kids, and no one. Yeah, that's as far as we get.
There's a couple of things with Epstein that people just don't know. Okay, there's the Epstein Victims Compensation Fund that where a lot of Epstein's money went, and 225 victims applied for money. 150 were given. 150 were given money, and 8 decided not to take the deal. So ultimately, 142 were given money.
Damn. Can you imagine being cheap with that money?
But think of all the girls that he trafficked. And only 225 were come forward. But there's a couple other things. If you take any money from that fund, you've got to sign an NDA where you cannot name any of the perpetrators. And also, I know 2 psychologists, and one of them is very eminent. She's in the world of psychology, she's quite the superstar. She's counseled a woman, and then another psychologist is counseled a woman. They were under 10 years old when they were trafficked by Epstein. And one actually described Epstein's home and then talked about a park that was by his house and a number of things. And she was under 10 years old. And then I know of one other, I mean, these 2 psychologists I know pretty well, but then I know of another account too that I've been told of another account from someone who's, I think, legitimate, but I just haven't been able to corroborate it. So you've got the Epstein Victims Compensation Fund is a huge cover-up tool.
Damn.
It's being used to do what the government can't, to get these girls to shut up. And you've got to, and according to the government and the mainstream media, the youngest Epstein victim was 14 years old. So if you're going to apply for that fund and you're younger than 14, they're not going to give you any money. And there's and we have no idea of how it works. We have no idea what the criteria is. It's behind it's in a black hole essentially.
It's weird that they're not. Why would it's not weird. We know why, but it's clear it's a cover up. They're not being open about anything. This should all be like you said. You filed for Freedom of Information Act and all that. This should be public, right?
Well, yeah.
I mean,
it's like, what's the point of being like we can't tell anyone what
pretty
happened?
useful to know, in terms of like voting for politicians.
Yeah.
To be like, oh, you raped a kid.
Yeah, did he rape a kid?
Yeah, you're out, dude.
We can't vote for you.
Yeah.
I wrote a book called The Franklin Scandal, which is basically Epstein is a carbon copy of the Franklin Scandal. It was about a child trafficking network. We talked about that the first time I was on your show. Mm-hmm. And this time around, I mean, I was on to Epstein in 2012, and I got his black book in 2012.
Yeah.
And I ultimately published it. Bakker helped me publish it in 2015, but it took me 3 years to get that book published. It's kind of interesting. Once the book was put, nobody wanted to touch the book.
Yeah.
And but once the book was published, the floodgates opened on the book.
Yeah.
And I started an organization, a 501c3 called Epstein Justice. And what we're trying to do is to get a commission formed to actually look at the perpetrators. We want the perpetrators to be accountable, and we want to know why the government is covering up child trafficking. We have two simple objectives. We want the perpetrators prosecuted, and we want the government to tell us why it's covering up child trafficking.
Yeah, like why did they seal the original case when he got busted the first time? That all got sealed, didn't it? The very first case way back when.
A lot of that was sealed. I mean, I was able to get a lot of documents from the police and also the feds. They're floating around out there. I mean, the feds, when Epstein was originally busted, the Palm Beach Police Department started investigating in 2006. And then about a year later, they they were going to arrest Epstein on 5 counts of child abuse. And they knew, they had statements from 5 minors, but they knew of 17 others. So there were 22 minors there. And then that case got taken away from them and it was put into a grand jury. And how grand juries work is a special prosecutor is chosen for a grand jury, and he's the one that presents evidence to the grand jurors who they're just regular citizens that have shown up for jury duty. And so grand juries have been notoriously easy to hijack because you just show them the evidence that you want to show them. So although, and the special prosecutor for the Florida grand jury, Barry Kirshner, he called one victim and skewered her, even though he knew about 22, even though law enforcement. Now, when it went to the feds, they had a list, and I've got that list of over 30 victims. And they didn't indict Epstein on 1 count of child abuse.
Jesus.
And it's interesting. A lot of your listeners might know this, but Alexander Acosta was the U.S. attorney for the Southern District of Florida. And he became Trump's labor secretary. And when the Trump administration was vetting him, they asked him why he went so light on Epstein. And he said, I was told that Epstein was intelligence and it was above my pay grade. He actually said that, and he's never denied saying that.
What?
Yeah, he said that.
Shit. That's
so
crazy.
Unfortunately, there's a rogue element of our intelligence that blackmails people. And it happened in Watergate. It happened in the Franklin scandal. And then it happened with Confessions of a DC Madam. So this is Watergate's actually my 3rd book on CIA sexual blackmail. And I don't really want to write another one at this point. I mean, I'm kind of done now.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to start writing about fishing.
That'd be nice.
Fishing and picnics.
Fantasy would be nice, like fantasy novel would be nice.
I think my mind is probably too dark for that, but given what I've exposed it to the last, I've been at this for 22 years, so
yeah,
it's been kind of a slog. But Epstein Justice, every American knows that something is wrong with the Epstein case.
Yeah.
There's three. If you've got a pathology, there's three ways. There's three phases. There's awareness, there's acceptance, there's action. And now we're at the point where Americans have to accept that the government covered this up. And then at that point, and that's a jumping off point for action.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, nobody believed that he. I think you got to be pretty entrenched in like the TV news to be like, no, the police were going to arrest him and penalize him, and he killed himself. It's like, I don't know, man.
Yeah.
he did pick a convenient time to kill himself.
True.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And the guards left and the cameras turned off.
And he got depressed, and he's like,
And he
what's
got
the
sad.
point? What the fuck?
He missed the guards.
And then his serial killer cellmate was taken out.
Yeah.
And
Damn, he had a cellmate? I didn't even know that.
what's that?
He was bunking up with the guy?
Yeah, with the guy that had killed multiple people. I think maybe the Bureau of Prisons was hoping that.
Yeah, that guy would get it done.
I mean, they're in pretty close. You're in pretty close proximity with a multiple killer. Multiple.
They're probably shaking his cage, rattling his cage, trying to get every day at lunch, be like, yeah, fuck you, pussy. You won't do it. You won't fucking kill anyone ever again. You're soft, bitch. Here, take this knife.
That's crazy. Yeah, he was there with a serial killer.
It's this guy was a former police officer who'd killed some people.
Yeah, those guys go rogue, dude.
Yeah, it's. I don't know if you could call him a serial. I don't know. A serial killer. I think he killed
He was
like
a
three
killer.
people.
Yeah, he was a
We
killer.
got one here right now. In
I
Austin.
heard
In
about
Austin,
the
really?
Austin killer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they found 2 bodies like last week.
Mm-hmm.
No one cares because apparently it's gay guys. So everyone's going, it doesn't matter.
They suspect he's gay because he only kills like young adult males
Oh,
that
okay.
leave like bars on Rainy Street.
And that's where you frequent.
That's not where I frequent.
Careful, Sean.
Sean, be careful.
I'll catch him.
You might catch him. You might, with
I'll
your
lure
wrestling
him
background.
in, yeah, and I'll catch him.
Did you ever hear about the
Pin his
Bring
lake?
him to justice.
My friend was telling me this weekend there's a lake somewhere in Georgia called like not Rainier, some sort of lake where apparently it had something to do with like the slave trade back in the day and blah blah blah. But all these like younger kids will be partying on the lake and they just go under. And they'll ask their friends like, was your friend like hammered? Like, nah, I look fine. So there's a local lore that like there's these ghosts of slaves that are just like pulling down white partiers.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, dude, I heard about that. I was like, damn, that's so scary.
That's very scary.
Like
Get your ass down. Get your ass down, motherfucker.
Better work on your breaststroke.
Yeah, true. Yeah, true.
Now this is racist, but you'd think you'd be able to outswim. You think that's white's territory. You go, we're in the water now, dude. You've entered the white's domain.
You've had your 5th white claw. And you're like, whoa.
Yeah, that's a tough way to go.
Come here, boy.
A ghoul.
You're on a paddleboard. You're like, get off me.
Oh, shit.
My
Either way.
first major investigation was into a
I
serial
thought you
killer.
liked that.
I love it.
My first major investigation was I'm from Minneapolis and I
Sure.
wrote for the Weekly, and there was a crazy woman who she ran an organization called Whisper, and she tried to mainstream prostitutes, get them out of the life. But she was so crazy that it was hard to listen to her, and she was saying that there's serial killer killing prostitutes, but nobody really listened to her because she was so crazy. And then I decided, well, I'm going to look into this, and I was able to find, I think it was like 46 women, mostly prostitutes, that have been stabbed, strangled, or beaten to death in the previous 8 years. Now, law enforcement had denied that there was a serial killer, but then I showed them my list, which was really difficult to put together.
Yeah.
I showed them my list and I said, I went to the Minneapolis Police Department. I went to the St. Paul Police. I said, you guys really want to say that there's no serial killer? And then they kind of copped to it, but then it was a task force was formed.
Oh, wow. Did they ever get the guy?
And the way of that article. No. They're really hard to catch.
Yeah.
If they're good. I mean, if they're stupid, you can get them after 1 or 2.
Sure, yeah.
But if they're Ted Bundy or someone.
Was Dahmer in Minneapolis?
He was in Wisconsin.
Oh, okay. He's in Milwaukee, right?
Yeah, I can remember I was at this really nice little island in Lake Superior called Madeline Island. And the guys that I was staying with, they don't have like televisions or radios or anything. I mean, it's pretty rustic, and it's really cool to do a lot of it. There's berry picking and fishing, all kinds of stuff.
It's awesome. Berry picking's nice. I did it this year. It's very relaxing. Picked blueberries. It was fantastic.
It's we were definitely picking blueberries.
That's nice.
It was awesome.
And I came back to civilization, and I stopped off at a diner, and that's when Jeffrey Dahmer had been outed. And I was reading the newspaper, and I thought to myself, welcome back to civilization.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
a cannibal.
But the FBI says that there's like 50 of them at any given time in the United States.
50 serial killers kicking around?
But I think that it's probably closer to 200.
Jesus Christ.
It's kind of interesting. Our culture, I mean, serial killers are in all cultures, but our culture seems to mass produce them more than other countries.
Yeah.
That is interesting.
Well, what would be your insights into that?
About why we have more serial killers?
Yeah.
Because we're number one.
True. We're the best.
We're the
we
best
are
at literally everything. School shooters.
Yeah, we are the best.
We're number one.
So we definitely have the most serial. Like how far is our lead?
I think Japan covers them up. I think Asia covers them up and says, no, there's no murders here.
Yeah.
I think we got quite the head start. If it's a 50-yard dash.
We celebrate ours. They hide theirs.
It's
True.
There was
Russia gets after it, don't they? I think there's a lot of
that
Russian
Russian Chikatilo who killed in excess of like 100 people.
The guy here is, and he's putting them all in Lady Bird. He puts all the bodies in the same spot.
Really? I mean, that should.
The cops just go and let's set up let's get some fucking
True
trail cams out there.
Yeah.
It's not that you guys don't even have to wait outside. Just put a camera up.
Yeah, right by the lake.
Go, who's dumping sweet gardinis into the Lady Bird lake?
He's looking at the camera.
Party boys. Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah. They got me.
Yeah, that shit creeps me out.
You would think that if they knew where he's dumping them,
You would think.
That would be.
It'd be kind of easy.
Put a camera there. And
what is it?
The United States apparently has had 3,615 total serial killers. Second place is Russia with 196.
Damn.
We're the best.
That's quite a lead. Yeah.
I think that also could do with law enforcement here.
Catching.
At least investigating. I think if you're, and this is starting in what, like the 60s, 70s is when serial killers started getting rowdy?
Yeah, I mean, they were happening before then. But
yeah. But I mean, like getting caught and being like in the news. We had media and people looking out for it.
We have more.
You could be in the middle of fucking Russia killing people, and no one would ever. You go village to village. They go, yeah, that guy's gone.
Chikatilo was doing that, though. The Russian serial killer.
But we have more shooters. We have more. I guess that's
Soviet,
because we have all them guns.
But the guns thing. What's interesting is Canada has pretty much the same amount of guns per capita as U.S.
Really?
And they're not shooting people like we shoot people.
That's interesting. I wonder what the hell it is. Red food coloring, red food dye. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, maybe it is just
too much MTV.
I think it's.
What's your theory?
Too much Beavis and Butthead in
True.
South Park. And Marilyn Manson.
I think it's people eating McDonald's.
Yeah, I was about to say too many
McDonald's.
chicken nuggets. I was just thinking the same thing.
You do go nuts if you have nuggets.
Dipping your fries into a Frosty.
Yeah,
and you're just,
you go, I should kill that bitch. This reminds me of a knife into a hooker.
My theory on McDonald's, it's all made out of the same substance. It's just at different temperatures. Now, I could be wrong. It's Soylent Green. I mean, I should add that too. Would your generation know what Soylent Green is?
I've heard of it. It was that one-stop shop. Like you could just drink the shake and it replaced food, basically.
No, actually, it was a movie where the population had kind of escalated and they were recycling people. Vis-a-vis lunch, breakfast, and dinner.
They have a thing called Soylent that I swear to God it's like a meal replacement.
It was a Charlton Heston movie, actually.
Dang. It's kind of fucked up. They named the shake after that.
Yeah, that's a weird one.
It was before he became president of the NRA.
Damn. Yeah, I don't know. That is a mystery to ponder. Why would we have the most serial killers? Our rough competitive edge.
I bet we have the most of literally everything.
True. At best.
I bet we have the most pedophiles. I bet we got it on lock. Everything. Best slam dunks. Most slam dunks.
True. Everyone in their own way has to aspire to greatness.
You got to do something crazy.
It's true.
Well, what's interesting is the United States, I think, is the most spiritual country and the most material country. There's more spiritual options here than I think anywhere else. But yet there's also a rampant materialism.
Yeah.
It's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Maybe all that materialism begets that. You know, you go, why do I need all this shit? I need to find something.
Well, your materialism begot me starting a podcast. Yeah. So it's kind of interesting. I'm a really bad speller. I was really dyslexic as a kid, and I can't really spell. If it wasn't for spell check, there's no way I could have been a professional writer. Yeah. So I was at a buddy's place, and he had one of those Macs, and he put spell check on, and he said, and I watched the spell check correct all the words. And I thought, I got to get one of those. So I got a Mac. And then I moved to New York, and I'd covered this conference on genetic engineering. And I was writing an article about telomeres. They're like the egglets on the end of your chromosome. And every time a cell divides, the telomere shortens, and that's what determines your obsolescence. So I plugged telomere into her search engine. This was even before Google. And then there was all these hits on telomeres, and I got a bunch of information about it, and I was able to write the article. But as soon as I saw those hits on telomeres, I said, I got to get one of those. That kind of was a Freudian. And then I did your tits. And then I did your podcast, and you told me how much money you make, and I said, I got to get one of those.
You saw our tits.
You saw our sweet tits.
Hell yeah.
Well, let's get some closing arguments here. What are you thinking about? What do you want to close on? Watergate, Epstein,
future of the country.
I would say your listeners go to Epstein Justice and check us out. And, it'd be helpful if you bought my Watergate book. Actually, it'd be helpful if you bought any of my books. And it's good to be back with you guys.
Yeah, hell yeah, man. Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
Man. Awesome.
Kicking the door. Nigga, I seen Carl Winslow put his
that's
head
the
up.
father. Ain't that the father from Family Matters?
Yeah.
No way.
The dad.
Who's talking this bullshit, man?
Hold on. Swear to God, dead homies, neighborhood crib. So when I seen that,
Man.
and then
So who was piping Carl? Diddy?
yeah, Diddy was. So when I seen that, cuz right, Diddy came back and he was telling me, he was like, it's nothing more enjoyable than having a man do something for some money.
Dude, I don't want to keep. I want to keep harping on the Diddy story. That might be my favorite Diddy story. Him piping up Carl Winslow.
That's a false. That's fake news.
Isn't it beautiful that he wanted the man though? He wanted the older man from that show.
Dude, there is a thread connecting. He does like those fat boys. That one producer, he's a chubby chaser. He's a male chubby
Ed
chaser.
Sheeran was on the couch for a while. He used to be a chubby boy.
Yeah,
thick
that's what I'm saying. He likes the
ties.
thick ties.
The curvy cons.
He might be Diddy Henderson, bro. Diddy Joshua Henderson. He likes those balls. He likes those balls.
Yeah.
Dude, watching
They're about
family
to go to
members
jail for the same reason too.
For what? Oh yeah.
Wait,
Henderson might go to
getting locked up.
He got in trouble for diddling. Not
What?
diddling, beating off near middle school.
Oh,
That's diddling adjacent. That's in the diddling universe.
yeah.
He was beating off near middle school?
Yeah, I got
Damn.
the.
He was on the JV Pog squad? If you don't know who Josh Henderson is, look him up right now. It's funny because when
I
you
have
look
no
up.
idea who Josh Henderson is.
Oh my
Henderson.
God. Joshua Henderson is this black dude. Yes, please. Because there's a. Well,
He
it's
looks
funny.
white.
No.
That's not
Well,
the
it's
right
funny because
Joshua
there's like a
Henderson.
bunch of. There's a bunch of.
Pog.
L.
Type in Pog, Josh. Yeah,
Black dude.
Yeah, black dude.
There we go.
Remember my
Yeah,
name.
his name's
Remember
Josh.
his name.
Black dudes don't like when you shorten their name, by the way.
Nah.
I like black people in general. If you call them if I call my wife Brit, she's like, my name's Brittany, and I'm like, bro, Come on now.
She just wanted to correct you.
And he was.
It was a short stint.
What was he doing?
He just loves the thick time.
He likes Pogs. Pog Nation.
Yeah, give him just a little.
What a
taste.
brother got to do to get some sucky around this motherfucker.
Remember my name, Joshua Henderson.
Yeah, if you don't know this, I mean, this guy will. I think about this guy pretty constantly.
This is a king.
He's just a guy?
Hit that volume.
He's just a guy on the street?
Bro, he's not just.
No.
Yeah, well,
He's not just.
he was.
He was just a guy.
That's all you had to do. You ran into the right
bro?
folks.
What's your type?
Okay.
You like black, white?
I like white girls more better.
Okay.
Especially the thick time.
That's what I'm talking about. No, bunny.
In other words, pog.
Pod. That's what I like. Yeah. Hey, say that bit again. Say it one more time, but say it slow.
Pog. P-A-W-G. Fat ass white girls.
That's what I'm talking
What
about.
you like, bro?
Yeah.
I like fat ass white girls, the thick time.
Ooh,
Pretty types. Those are my favorite.
Okay.
Yo, that's what I'm talking about.
Okay. She's fall, fat ass white girl.
That ass white girl.
Shit, I got it, but I
No,
know.
I'm talking about the snow bunnies.
So there it
I
is.
remember the name.
The snow rabbits. Yeah. What's your name again, bro, before we go, bro? Because we got to go, man. I ain't going to lie to
Yeah,
you.
we ain't gonna hold you up, bro.
With no
What's your name is?
My name, Joshua Henderson.
All right, bro.
Yeah, he's the best.
All right, bro.
Anytime I'm like thinking about anything that's somewhat big, I just go, the thick time. I say it in my head now.
Remember my name.
Till I die.
The curvy type.
Yeah, I don't like the Carl
There's a
Winslow
chance.
slander.
Bro, look, all I'm doing is just bringing the news. I don't know. I've been following the Diddy story carefully.
Diddy was back in the blue.
It is crazy to have watched Family Matters, was that show?
Yeah.
To watch, I always called it Urkel. It's funny to watch Family Matters, and just being like, we were just all enjoying Urkel's antics, but like just sit like young Diddy being like, one day I'm gonna pipe up Carl Winslow. I'm gonna take down Carl
I'm gonna
Winslow.
clap
Wait,
those
he was
cheeks.
having sex with Urkel?
No, it's dad.
Oh, the dad.
Yeah.
I'm surprised he didn't take down Urkel. If he's really clout chasing, if you took down Urkel, I think the black community would be like, bro,
Urkel got his own thing. Urkel don't need Diddy.
he's a lady chaser.
Yeah.
Damn,
yeah, dude.
you put your Urkel in the Stefan machine, get some of that Stefan pussy, dude. That's good American slang to know, James.
What's this?
Give it up for James McCann, by the way. James
Hey, it's
McCann,
great to
welcome
be
to
here. What is the
Motherfucker.
Stefan machine?
Jimmy.
So have you ever seen?
I don't want this just to be me
Well,
asking.
first of all,
for
you know
references.
what bussy is, right?
Boy pussy.
Yeah, all right, good.
Some people try and say it's bum pussy, but I have it on good.
Bum pussy is.
I have good confirmation it's boy pussy.
Yeah, but I think people are getting the boy mixed up with like little boy, but it's actually just like gay stuff. Like they're just saying boy pussy for butt pussy.
Yeah.
No
Although you could
suspicion.
use it for a little boy. I mean, whatever. You could do whatever you want. I think if you're in the bussy universe, I think you can kind of use it however you want.
The BU.
my dad. One time,
It's definitely a cinematic universe.
dude, my dad does demolition, so he was like on an excavator one time. And he's working for some guy, and the dude's son was like a young kid. The kid was like but a boy. And there was this laborer standing next to the machine. I was talking to him. My dad let the big boss's son sit on his lap and do the machine. And this old laborer his name was Hawk. He just sat there and go, damn, I know your daddy like that boy pussy. And I'm like, dude, this is a nice moment. You don't have to. What the heck? Yeah, he was a motherfucker, dude. I know your daddy like that boy pussy. Why are you thinking about that? It's
That's
like
fighting words, bro.
Yeah.
I know.
Should have fucked him up.
Yeah.
He drove like a Mitsubishi car, and he always held it down. Like he's like, bro, these are top of the line. I was like, dude, they make coffee makers, dude. They make like dirt bikes.
Yeah.
Nah, man, that's
They
how you
make
know they're
TVs.
good. That's Yamaha is the one that's the most crazy. Because Yamaha doesn't sell a product; they sell a feeling. I've read their website a lot.
Really?
Yeah, so they only make products that move their heart that they can do at the top level. So they do pianos and motorcycles.
And
Yeah,
guitars.
like saxophones
And guitars, and they
stuff.
did archery work, but they decided the bow couldn't be done at the top level of Yamaha excellence, so they got rid of it.
Is that what Yamaha is?
Yeah, it's a Japanese company that just is hooked on a feeling.
It's a vibe.
Yeah,
I
They're
got a
basically they're just
feeling.
vibes. They bring the vibe into.
they have
just
a
like
philosophy.
ordinary-
Oh man,
I didn't know that.
What's the philosophy?
You
That's
just
it.
said
It's
it.
Oh, I
like
see.
you take the spirit and a lot of it is in Japanese and it's hard to understand. But
Yeah,
listen,
the-
you can do a deep dive on it's one of the only companies that seems based on an insane man.
I feel like all Japanese companies are like companies based on like not feelings, but they all have they all have a backbone.
Yeah.
They don't change. Like
Corporate mission, you're saying?
Yeah.
Well,
Toyota.
We have loose corporate missions over here. Over there, they're like, I'm making sushi by myself in my house until I die.
True, yeah.
Yeah.
Honor system.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're all about the bag here.
We're all about the bag
All about
here.
the motherfucking bag, bro.
Yeah.
But no, there's all those things. Like, did you ever hear the thing? Like, there's a word in Japan that doesn't translate to English.
yeah.
It's wabunchuan. It's when the sun touches the ocean and that feeling you get. And it's like, yeah, dude, we know what that is.
It's called a sunset.
It's called chillaxing, bro. They act like they have words we don't know. It's like, bro, it's called chillaxing, man.
Wabi sabi. That's the when you break a plate and you fix it, and it's more beautiful for having been.
you put
fixed.
Kitsurugi.
Oh, excuse me. What's wabi sabi?
I don't know.
That's
Oh,
what
I've
you,
been
that's, what,
sounding like a fucking idiot.
Wabi-sabi.
that's when you flip over at the massage. You say wabi sabi.
I think kitsurugi is particularly with gold, and then they meld it back together with
Yeah.
gold.
I hold it.
Yeah.
I do. What's it called? Katsurugi.
Yeah.
I hold that down in my house. I read about that one time.
Yeah.
Anything breaks, I get the super glue. Then I
Yeah.
take the gold Sharpie and I just highlight it.
There's a sad Japanese man weeping somewhere. It's just not.
Not to my echo chamber.
I put my own little wabi sabi on it too. What words do you think we have? They don't understand.
Bussy.
No, I reckon they've got bussy.
They know about the
I
bussy.
reckon all the pervert words they would have.
Yeah, dude. They started the bussy.
They did start the bussy.
Maybe chivalry.
Chivalry?
No, they'd have some sort of Bushido code.
Nah, dude, I don't know. I don't know
Nah.
if they got chivalry. You remember the Nanking?
Yeah, true.
There's no chivalry in that.
Well, I don't think they also did romantic literature hit Japan? That was a European phenomenon.
Yeah, I wonder when that would have come in. We were talking about Hiroshima. Hiroshima's blowing up conservative X.
Really?
Yeah, it's a live
blowing
issue
up
because
again.
yes,
What's
it's the third
happening?
explosion. Like Tucker went on Joe Rogan and was saying like the nuclear bomb was wrong, and now all the neocons are coming out going, no, it was good, it was nice,
Yeah.
and that's the fault line. At the
It was
moment.
good and nice.
Yeah, it was. It saved more Japanese people than it killed.
I don't think.
They're saying, yeah, it was for the collective,
It's a tough
the
one.
greater good. That is nuts. That is, if you think about the hubris to take that position where anyone can be like, I'm talking for the collective. It's like, you have no idea what the fuck you're talking about.
Yeah, all those
I'm
people-
dealing more in numbers of like tens of million Japanese people 500 years ago. It's like, okay, dude. Yeah, you're right. You're the boss. You win. Like, shut up, dude.
Yeah, it's crazy to be like a big bomb that killed everybody. It's pretty nice.
Yeah, well, they're saying like, yeah, but think about all the other bad stuff that would have happened if we didn't bomb them. It's an insane, it's a nutso
Yeah.
argument.
Yeah,
It's a slippery slope.
the Hiroshima ratio, I think they called it. They tried to figure out how many people would die if they went in because the suicides were outrageous.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, like every place that the US soldiers went, people were killing
Committing
themselves.
suicide. So then the
It's like,
bomb
let's-
was kind of like a guy with a noose, like, hold on, little buddy, I got you.
It's just short, sharp. It's a warning. It was a warning shot.
That's crazy.
That killed hundreds of thousands
But
of
like,
people.
dude, can you imagine you the Nanking? Can you imagine the karma you must feel like as a society
For Nanking?
Yeah, like raping and killing a bunch of Chinese people. So like when people start invading you, you're like, they're coming for me.
I don't know, man. I've been reading the Japanese textbooks. I don't think that happened. I think that's fake news. It's Korean propaganda.
King was an inside job.
They don't, we don't, the rape is such a strong term.
Yeah, it is a harsh word.
The taking.
Doing Japanese PR.
The acquiring.
They took Korea
Yeah. Yeah,
from
Japan.
behind.
Reappropriation by force in Korea. Yeah, the Koreans don't forgive them. Oh, man. All right. I was on the Wikipedia page for Indonesian-Japanese relations.
Yeah.
How's it going?
It's a very politically, diplomatically worded. One of the opening paragraphs is like, the Japanese occupied Indonesia, killing huge numbers of people in what was a difficult time for both countries. Which is like, that's crazy.
Japan had just went through a breakup.
All right, the Indonesians had gotten rid of, or maybe there was like the Dutch were in charge, and then the Japanese came. But there was like an old Javanese prophecy that like white giants would rule for 300 years.
So that
and then
prophecy is pretty widespread, by the
yellow.
way.
It's what is it? Yellow small people is their term. Will rule for a very short amount of time. And so when the Japanese came, people in Indonesia were like, they was like partying on the streets that the prophecy was
Yeah.
being fulfilled, and they would have independence. And then it was not good.
Oh.
Yeah, they immediately turned into indentured persons.
Forever.
But I just love that thing of celebrating,
True.
the prophecy, and then they got their freedom. So maybe it did There are some great prophecies.
Yeah, and the festival must have been nice too. When they were like, yeah, this is a big party. Then you get clamped down on. And there must be something kind of like a spiritual BDSM to be punished by a deity. You know what I mean?
It's the Book of Psalms.
Yeah, dude. Like I was just reading about the advent of Christianity, and like, yeah, the Jews got like crushed, dude, over and over. And they were like, we're the best. They thought they had like God in a room. That was like the covenant. That little room in the highest part of the temple. And
then
I think
Jesus showed up, and they're like, "Oh fuck!"
What was the name? No, not even. This was like Jesus.
With what's it? Yeah, the other guy in the triumvirate goes in there.
Yeah, what the fuck was his name? I forget. It was like
I'm so embarrassed not to know. What's his name?
Augustus, maybe.
No, it's
Pompey. I think
Pompey.
It was Pompey. I think it was Pompey. I think Pompey rolled in.
Pompey rolled in and said, "There's nothing in here."
Yeah, but he was like, "This room's kind of cool though." And then they were like, "How the fuck did he get in here?" And then they had to be like, "We're fucked. We need to repent. It's crazy, dude.
It's big waves.
Yeah,
we're on top and we're on the bottom, which may be continuing to this day potentially.
But then
Pompey
got, I think, kind of fucked up pretty hard because they were like, "Dude, this guy." Because if you would start taking over large portions of the world, like if you'd see somebody doing that, every other religion would be like, "Fuck, I think their gods must be the one," and then they would get like shot in a boat and just burned alive. And like, yeah, my God still rules. That guy got destroyed.
Then Caesar became their champion, I think. And then they wept in the streets when Caesar was knifed.
I know I would.
Oh, man, Caesar was so great.
Yeah.
I'm pro Caesar.
Yeah, me too, dude.
Last time I was on here, I got in trouble because I was asked if I liked Franco. And I gave an over-the-top answer.
Yeah.
Don't love fascism. I think fascism is bad. I just want to say...
Yeah, true.
Brother, fascism is bad.
Straight.
Set the record straight. But Julius Caesar, so cool. Is that okay?
Yeah, I think
it's a long time ago. It's okay.
Yeah, time has to pass.
I don't even know what he did, but hey.
I don't know either.
He took Gaul. He won a civil war. He redistributed land for people.
That rules.
Oh, yeah, he set up Galatia. Galatia had the ladyboys, too.
Did it?
Yeah, they're like, that was their like highest priests were just dudes who dressed like girls.
That does sound like the fanciest ladyboy, Galatian ladyboy.
They were the Gaulish. Yeah, they were the Gaulish people. I think it's modern day Turkey, but yeah, Turkey. Their original religion was ladyboys. They were these like lady bros that would walk through, and Rome was just kind of like, dude.
Islam does sound like an improvement on the ladyboy religion. If that's the best you were doing on your own, then you would welcome the Arab horde.
Well, no, they were pillagers. The Galatians were just nonstop pillagers, and Rome came through, fucking piped them up big time. It was like, knock it off, and then built them a bunch of cool shit. And the Galatians were like, yeah, we're basically Romans now. But that was like the last vestige of their religion, was like the lady bros.
What's still in the
sounds like us.
In Afghanistan? You would have you read about the Bakker?
You get the hottest little sweet boy, and if you're like a feudal warlord in like Afghanistan. Part of your status is like you grip up like a little sweet boy and make him dress like a girl, and he'll dance for you and all your bros.
And they got playing cards for them. And this is all right. So the Taliban were trying to stamp it out. This is what I read. And then they got a pro-Bakker guy in as like the president under the Americans. And he had to go to the UN to give an address. And he had to, what I heard, he had to be talked out of bringing his dancing boy. And he was like, but they won't respect me if I don't have the most supple boy. And he was just like, you will not be bringing the boy to New York City.
Go anywhere without my squire.
It's true, but he's like, how do you know you don't like it if you don't see my boy dance for you guys? It is funny to be so plugged into your context. You're like, why can't I bring my hot young boy? These are powerful men. This is what powerful men do.
They're going to have their boys there?
Yeah, true.
I'll be the only boyless man.
I'm going to look like a fucking idiot without my little boy.
Let me keep him in a hotel. Come on.
Yeah, man. He probably brought him too. It was just like, oh, look, I'll talk to him. Everything's cool.
Just wait out
Say
here.
you're my son. Say you're my incredible makeup dancing son.
Traveling from Afghanistan.
They love that here in America. Made up dancing son.
Yeah, they give you a Bud Light deal.
It's funny having just like Mitch McConnell be like, what? No. Tell him to, no.
Bringing your little boy in a cat carrier from Afghanistan. Put him in the overhead compartment.
This is my, what's it? Emotional support boy.
Yeah, my emotional support twink.
Yeah, it's funny how that just kind of lived on through like all of the high, like, I mean, they're like ultra conservative.
Yeah.
And yet just like,
but if that's what you want to conserve, if that's already the culture, then you're a conservative.
True.
That is true.
Then you're in trouble.
Yeah, it's just funny how that sprung up. It's like women must be fully clothed, blah, 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 blah. And all of a sudden it's like, need my little sweet boy. I need my little sweet treat. And that whole system of thought was like, no, yeah, that's fucking chill as hell.
Don't take the boys. Leave the boys.
It is kind of like, does it only throw gay guys off a roof?
I do.
I know. I heard.
Wait, does who? Does who do that?
Don't fucking. You could not. You couldn't talk.
Dude, I tossed the shit out of a gay guy.
Yeah, right, bro.
Kevin Hart got into trouble for this. You ain't gonna pass.
Yeah, dude. You're gonna give the Oscars.
If my son was gay, I'd stab him. Yeah.
Shame on you. Shame on you. The only thing you should stab him in
wiener, you
is
sick pervert.
stab him with your love and respect.
I'm like, I love you, gay.
I love you, gay.
I distance myself from these comments immediately.
Nah,
I do too.
You're not gonna be able. You can't do the Oscars anymore.
You guys are being full gay.
I dare you to throw me off a roof, dude.
Yeah, you can't throw all of us off the roof.
True.
Man,
Not while we're furiously sucking you, dude.
I was trying to get a bit about what like progressives and the Islamic State had in common. It's like they both love slut dropping, but that's the closest I got. It wasn't a good
They like what?
slut dropping. It's a dance move and also the pushing of a person off a building. I gave up on it as a bit. It was just making people unhappy.
Yeah. There's something deeply unsettling about being tossed off a roof. Just because you can see it clearly.
I like to think that the noise I'd make if I got thrown off a roof.
A high-pitched scream.
Splat.
You'd have that fucking road. You'd have that coyote moment when you pause. You're like, help. Yeah, true. Yeah, that sucks, man. Getting tossed. How many people do you think they've really thrown off a roof? You think some boys it was just a little bit of bodman action that got like? You think that's like a standard procedure?
Throwing off the roof?
Yeah.
I
It
bet
was
it
so much
became a
cheaper
thing.
than the next way.
It was like in movies and stuff where they like hold people over the corners of roofs and stuff.
Like
So I
Michael
think-
Jackson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think there's a chance it could like happen. Like the mob, you know, a lot of their
True.
stuff wasn't real, but they started making it real after movies.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Also, I heard in Africa, in like Liberia, if you're gay, they put you in tires and burn you and like roll you down a hill.
What?
Yeah, I did, dude. I used to rough with guys.
That's a bad way to go.
Yeah, it's terrible. He
They
told
should
me.
put a ramp, turn them into gay evil Knievel.
I mean, you could. They ain't playing, bro.
But then you go the other side. Like
Man,
America
shit ain't
can't
as
figure
sweet
out.
as you think.
America can't figure out how to kill people. Do you know about? Do you follow this in this country?
What with the capital penalty?
Yeah, you can't. You have capital punishment. You won't get rid of it.
Nope.
But then, like in Ohio, they tried to find a new way of doing it. They're trying to find like a humane way to kill people. And surprise, surprise, it's hard to kill people in a way that everyone's like
I know.
jazzed about.
Well, everyone's also different. So like the fatal dose, we're like, all right, this will work. Sometimes it just doesn't work on a dude,
Yeah.
and he's just like, ah.
Yeah, that's tough.
So they don't do the electrocution. I think they do multiple injections, and everyone hits a button, but only one person actually hits the one that gets them.
What was wrong with Firing Squad? That seemed like a nice,
Quick and
simple.
easy.
Although
Yeah.
there was a lady in Thailand. Man, I don't want to just repeat things I've read on Wikipedia.
No, that's
all right.
That's
Yo,
all I
welcome
want
to the
you-
secrets
yeah.
of podcasting.
I take you to the kingdom of Siam, where a woman was drug smuggling with her partner, and they do machine gun killing. Like they line you up against the wall and they shoot you like 100 times with a bullet through the heart.
Oh.
And so like they're all standing around and they machine gun this woman, but she had a weird, like her body was a mirror image and her heart was on the other side.
Yeah.
And so she lived. And they had to get her back to do it again. It's the only time it had happened. But then her boyfriend, who didn't have that condition, same thing happened. They just filled him with 100 bullets and then they had to do it again.
What?
That moved me.
Wait, they don't get to live? I feel like if you survive,
I think if you survive 100 bullets, that should be
you get to
allowed.
live.
Yeah, that's trial by fire. They should let you go.
Yeah.
I find that
He's
hard
a
to
witch.
Well, if they
It
all
might
hit
have been
the
like
same
72 bullets. I don't know exactly how many bullets.
Even so.
I mean, 50 Cent survived 9, so
spot. True.
you know.
Yeah.
True that. There hasn't been another like famous shot rapper late. Like they've been
Megan the Stallion?
not that live. Yeah,
that
she
was
was the only one, but that's not
Yo,
tough.
leg,
she's
one
getting
in
in
the leg.
trouble, bro.
For what?
Oh, yeah, the
She's getting in
sex.
trouble. Yeah, she
What'd she
made she had sex with a lady in her car, and she made like her photographer. She was like, "You can't leave, you fat bitch. You gotta sit here and watch."
Oh, hell yeah.
She made a photographer watch.
Yeah, in the
Maybe
car.
she took the wrong lesson from
Allegedly.
Lizzo getting through her scandal and was like, hold on, I
What
can
was
up
Lizzo's
this.
scandal?
Lizzo went to a
Lizzo.
Thai,
She
a lot
went
of
to,
time
like, a sex
Wikipedia,
show.
sex show and made her dancers go in there.
Yeah,
Yeah, and like do explicit things with like fruits and.
She took them to a bridal shower. Like, what is it called? A hen's night,
What?
basically.
I know what you
Lizzo bounced back from this?
Is she
Yeah.
not fine? She's fine.
Lizzo can bounce
Yeah.
from anything.
ISIS have tried to kill her many times off the top of the building. She just keeps.
She was rubber. Yeah, she was rubber. So Megan Thee Stallion's in trouble now. She said she was
Yeah.
off her thought shit. She said she's no longer a thought.
Well, she's a liar.
She couldn't give it up.
No,
dude.
she can't give up the thought shit.
So she was just lesing out on some thought shit and then made her fat photographer watch.
Yeah.
It's the alcohol, dude.
It was so funny.
It's just alcohol.
There's
Have you
definitely
seen it?
alcohol. If I was a PR, I'd be like, it's alcohol, dude.
It's just alcohol.
And
Acting
also,
like a kid, it's
I don't
just
know.
alcohol.
She's like, sit down, dude. Sit down, you fat bitch. Watch this.
Yeah.
What would you do? Walk away or watch it?
But
From
you're
my
a fat
job as a
lady.
photographer?
That's not as cool. If you're a
It
big
was a
fat
guy.
lady.
It was a guy.
What? What about that firing squad? A guy's
It
complaining?
was a guy. He's trying to get her for fucking. He's trying to get her on the reverse rape shit.
Oh.
Meg's about to be the first reverse rape, dude.
Give me the gavel, dude. I'll smack the table and say, dude, get the fuck out of here and shut up.
Is that the first Me Too'd woman?
Yeah.
No.
Nicki
Ellen got Me
Minaj.
Too'd for being mean.
Ah, but that's not. It only counts
Nicki
if it's a
Minaj
sex
get?
one.
Wasn't
True,
she
true.
the one drugging people? Or was
No,
that
Cardi B.
Cardi
It was Cardi
B.
B, but she's not going to get in trouble for that.
No,
got
She was a
no
fucking
little bit of
hooker.
trouble.
She was a
Yeah.
hooker doing like hooker tricks.
She was doing hooker things.
Yeah, you can't. That doesn't count.
Yeah.
She's a hooker doing hooker stuff.
Yeah.
If
Cardi
guys
B.
can rap about murdering people, Cardi B can drug Johns and
Megan's
steal
the-
$50.
She's going to be the first she too.
She won't.
It's
She'll.
not.
Nobody, dude. The public opinion's gonna go, dude. Shut up.
Dude, there's going to be so
Was it
many.
a gay photographer? That'd be kind of shitty if you had.
I don't know if
Sounds
he was
pretty
gay.
fucking gay.
Me true. That's all I have.
That's news to
Dude,
me.
the women are about to get owned.
I hope so.
There's a bunch of dudes who beat up by their girlfriends who are about to be so.
Oh,
Pete
Mia
Free now.
Hamm got in trouble. Remember when she put the hands on her bow?
Who's that?
Mia
Soccer
Hamm,
player?
the old soccer player, yeah, the goalkeeper.
Was she beating up a lady though?
She's the one
No,
with
it
the
was
short
a
hair.
man. She was beating up her husband. I'm pretty sure.
Oh no, that's not the one I'm thinking of.
Her
one I'm
husband.
thinking of did
You're
not have a
thinking of
husband.
Megan Rapinoe.
Maybe.
No, not Megan.
With that last name, she might have been getting up to some real bad
It's the lady Hope Solo. It's Hope
Oh,
Solo.
Hope Solo. That's
She
it.
sold her
Who
butthole.
the hell did I say? Mia Hamm.
Mia Hamm's
Who's
gay.
Mia
Mia
Hamm?
Hamm's gay.
She's a soccer player.
Yeah. It's
So
Hope
they're
Solo.
all in relationships with each other.
No, it's Hope Solo.
It's Hope Solo, yeah.
Hope Solo? Oh,
Hope
she's
Solo.
arrested.
Oh, wow.
There it is.
Look,
It's right at the top. It's right at the top.
Yeah, she put the hands on Bo.
What?
She's big
She
as shit
shot
though.
she shot the fade with Bo.
Did you really?
Yeah,
Hope Solo is like 6'5", dude.
gorgeous
What?
angel.
Yeah, she's definitely an Amazon queen.
I'd like it if she beat the piss.
Yeah.
Death by
Also,
Snoo Snoo.
I'm just kidding.
I mean, dude, that is Hope is not guilty of any crime.
She was assaulted and injured. My nephew came at me. My niece and my nephew ganged up on me.
Oh, she fought an NFL player?
That was
Oh,
her ex-husband.
was it Sean Merriman?
No,
No,
it was
Jeremy Stevens.
And
Damn, she got drunk and beat up her husband, an NFL player. Yeah, dude, that doesn't count. Girls can't get in trouble for this.
yeah.
They should just like lose all their money in a divorce. If they beat up their husband, they should be like, all right, you don't get it.
Nah, man.
Yeah,
get
she loses
mad.
all $70,000
But
she
Matt-
made from the
Matt-
from the
Yeah, but he's
women's
an NFL player.
What about equality, dude? They want it.
Dude, I believe in a powerful
equal
theocracy.
rights, equal lefts.
True.
I'd beat Hope Solo ass.
I mean, no, in the letter of the law, for sure, you can have equality. But then in the spirit of the law, it's like if some dude was like, I just divorced my wife for beating me, it's like, dude,
No, you
just
have
say
to be
she was
very
annoying.
Dude, I
Don't
know.
say your
True,
wife was
true.
beating you, you weirdo.
That
gonna
is a
be-
nice scapegoat.
It's gonna be super hard to beat the bitch allegations though. Like if you like sue your wife or like divorce her for getting beat up or like, you know. It's
What do you
super-
mean?
Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
everyone's going to call you a pussy and laugh at you.
Yeah,
Oh man,
yeah,
but Jay Z
yeah.
would.
I mean,
if
we're
that was
still
Jay Z's
doing that.
worst thing people were saying about Jay Z, he would be thrilled
What do you mean?
That he beat
because
up
he got
women?
beat up by a lady.
Did he really?
Yeah, in the elevator, Solange.
Solange.
Oh, no, that
Just
doesn't
kept
count.
kicking him in the
That
testicles.
Doesn't count. That
Doesn't count?
That's because he
no.
was cheating on Beyonce with
Yeah.
Becky, a
What are you
white
gonna-
woman.
Yeah, he went with Becky.
Yeah,
the
she
gun
beat him
her.
up.
Bunny.
That is weird. Her younger sister tried to attack him.
Yeah.
He was just doing a little Joshua Henderson.
He's looking at Pogs.
He was looking for Pogs, and Solange didn't like that.
Remember the name. He had the beautiful hair.
Who did?
That Joshua Henderson.
Yeah, he's got the Lego head for sure.
I'm going to take him and put that in a. That should be sampled immediately. Someone's probably already done.
Well, there's a bunch of Joshua Hendersons. I was looking them up the other day. There's like serious dudes on LinkedIn that like they get interviewed for job interviews. And just, he comes up. I'm gonna take time.
Oh no, I was looking for the other Joshua Henderson.
Who?
No, you try and get that
thought you
particular
knew of
Joshua
any
Henderson
other
for a job.
I know. You're like, dude, I'm definitely hiring this guy. Dude, I got not to be gross, but I got some warts blasted off me today.
Nice.
Yeah.
On the nitrous shit. This is something else. This wasn't even a wart. This
That's
was like,
uncomfortable. I've had that done.
yeah, dude. He hit me. He gave me a full 5 seconds. I got one on the motherfucking leg.
Zap you up.
I can't. He's like, "What are you coming in for?" I was like, "You got to take away my wicked wart." Dude, 5 seconds, dude. He just had the nitrous, whatever it is. That shit. Nitrous oxide. No, it's
The
not
upside down
It's not
air
nit-
can.
liquid nitrogen.
Yeah.
That's what it is. He didn't blast me with the fucking funny gas. Yeah, dude. He hit me in the leg for like 5 seconds, dude, and it like. I was yelping. He was like, "That's 3," and I was like, "Ah, ah." It stings.
How many warts have you got?
I just had one. This is something else. This is
Okay.
like a precancerous type thing.
They
It's-
got
I had
one.
something like
Huh?
that.
They got one.
You got a motherfucking wart?
No, the precancer thing.
Yeah, bro. I had one right here.
It's the sun. We're getting fucking beat
I'm
up by
sun
the
maxing.
sun.
I'm sun maxing. I don't believe in that.
Yeah.
We were
I'm
both
sun maxing. Yeah, me and
Sin City.
Gardiesel were in Vegas this weekend. Shout out motherfucking Vegas. Shout out
Shout
Wise
out
Guys.
Vegas, shout out Wise Guys.
That was sick. We stayed in the historic Mandalay Bay. I was telling you guys
Nice.
last night. Yeah, it was. My view was absolutely despairing. Literally the view they gave me. I thought I'd see the pool. They gave me the full tragedy view.
Oh, they gave you the back?
No, I think it was the front. I can't tell, but I think I was in the front because I was like, dude, I heard they had a really sick pool. I was on like the 59th floor.
Yeah.
Look out! It's just like a covered tent, almost like not like a circus looking thing, but like a big party tent and just like a desolate lot. And every day I'd crack my windows and look at it and go. I FaceTime my family, my wife and the kids, because they were like, they like to see like my room, so I'm like, check out the view, and then I didn't realize I was naked and I was being totally reflected in the FaceTime. It's a big bushed out.
Oh man!
Hopefully,
I had to take a picture of my passport, and I was naked in the house. And I realized the first picture, I was far enough away, and I was naked, and there was a light behind me, and my entire flaccid penis. It looked great, but I did decide to retake that photo.
Yeah, hopefully my kids are still on that MIB flash part of the development where they don't remember anything.
Wait, do your children not see you naked?
They've seen me naked a bazillion times,
Yeah.
but the one's 4 now. 4 is the
It
kind of
starts
cutoff.
to be.
4, they start to kind of stare, and you're like, all right, take it easy. Because they're like intensely curious. They're like, because they're all about classifying.
Oh no! When I take them to a restroom when we're out and about,
Yep.
I have to ask them to turn around.
That's what I do. But they
want to see.
they're a bit voyeuristic though. 'Cause
They
You're
don't-
like, turn around. I'll turn around. I'm like, yo, what's the turn around?
They don't have the shame yet.
No, they don't. They want to see.
It's
They're
the
like,
job of a father to put the shame in the children.
It is. But it kind of sucks when you're in a public bathroom with like your daughter and like dudes are coming in. She's always, it just feels weird because like dudes are in there shitting and like
Yeah.
dudes are pissing and
Yeah.
she'll full on like go to a urinal and try to like bird watch. And I'm like, yo, come here.
Touching the walls.
Ugh.
Man.
But they'll hear a guy, we'll be in a stall and she'll be peeing and a guy will be like unleashing like a 50-year-old man dump. And she'll be like, Dad, is he pooping? And I'm like, yes, shut up, be quiet. I have a confession to make. I love trees. Recently, I got a tree from Fast Growing Trees and it was such an easy process. Yeah, I'm all about that, dude. Getting some motherfucking, I used to send trees in the mail. Shit. Everybody needs trees. It's always a goodbye if you're listening to this saying, I don't need trees or I don't like trees. Then maybe you don't love the earth, you fucking asshole, or property value, and you need to take a good hard look at yourself. Once you're done with that, once you're done looking at yourself, head over to fastgrowingtrees.com, the biggest online nursery in the U.S. with over 2 million happy customers. What's great about them is that isn't just the fact that they have more than 10,000 different kinds of plants and trees, it's the other stuff you have no idea about. They show what's going to grow best where you live. They have real plant experts that will help you not fuck it up, their words. They have a 30-day Alive and Thrive guarantee for when you fuck it up. And then they'll deliver it to your door in 1 to 2 days. I actually need this. I have a money tree that's, I can't figure it out. This spring, they have the best deals online, up to half off on select plants and other deals. And listeners to our podcast get an additional 15% off their first purchase when using the code DRENCHED at checkout. That's an additional 15% off fastgrowingtrees.com using the code DRENCHED at checkout. Fastgrowingtrees.com, code DRENCHED. Offer is valid for a limited time. Terms and conditions always apply. Your sex life is important, but your schedule is busy. You don't have time to go to the doctor's office to get treated for your erectile dysfunction. That's a statement of our society. Through HIMS, now you can go get treated for ED without stepping foot outside your door. HIMS is changing men's healthcare by providing access to affordable sexual health treatments from the comfort of your couch. HIMS provides access to doctor-trusted ED treatment options such as chewable hard mints, brain brand name treatments like Viagra or generic alternatives for up to 95% cheaper. The process is simple and 100% online. No uncomfortable doctor's visits. They're asking for the personal endorsement. I'm rock fucking hard, guys. I'm sorry, I can't lie. Rock hard over here, but maybe I'll send something to some of my motherfucking homies. But yeah, I guess you stay inside, get hard.
Lazy to go to the doctor. That might also be the root problem for your penis. You know what I mean? I just
gotta let the doc say, but it's like, can you face the doc? That's hard to face another man and say, brother, I can't get my goddamn dick hard. I need some motherfucking mints off these. I need some motherfucking dick mints. Yeah, man. Look, hey, it's their boner, right? It's between them and themselves. Start your free, buddy. If you need help, does anyone have a hard time getting their dick hard? I'm not. Look, if you're in that position, I'm not trying to be in your face. I've suffered one time where I couldn't get my dick hard.
Do you ever see the Pele ads for erectile dysfunction?
What ads?
The best soccer player in Brazil. He would always say like, if I had erectile dysfunction,
there you go.
This is the product I would use.
That's a good point. Yeah, if I had that, I would chew those motherfucking mints up. But that's the thing. It's like it'll come for all of us one day, and it's like, do you welcome it into your life and say, yeah, I just don't get boners anymore, or do you fucking go against nature and get a fucking hard ass dick with your mints?
Just chain yourself back to a madman.
It's your journey. When I've had my penis fail on me one time, and it's not fun at all. Start your free online visit today at hims.com/drenched. That's HIMS.com/drenched for your personalized ED treatment options. hims.com/drenched. Hard mints are chewable compounded products, which are not approved or verified for safety or effectiveness by the FDA. Prescription requires an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plans. Here we go, last one. Prize Picks is America's #1 fantasy sports app with more than 3 million members. It is the easiest and most exciting way to get in on the action while you watch your favorite sports and players. You just pick more or less on 2 or more players' stats and watch the winnings roll in. You can now win up to 100 times your money on Prize Picks with as little as 4 correct picks. You can turn $10 into $1,000 with basketball, hockey, college basketball entries today on Prize Picks, America's #1 fantasy sports app. Prize Picks has something for every sports fan, from basketball and hockey to League of Legends and everything in between. You can pick LeBron, Caitlin Clark, Connor McDavid, and Jude Bellingham all in the same entry. What? Prize Picks now offers Apple Pay for quick and easy deposits into your account this basketball season. I mean, dude, I fucking love it so much that I use it all the time. Download the app today and use code DRENCHED for first deposit match up to $100. Again, download the Prize Picks app and use code DRENCHED for a first deposit match up to $100. Pick more, pick less. It's that easy. Look, this is the gentlemanly option. Fantasy sports app. Prize Picks. It's for gentlemen, dude. Some of that other bull. I'm not going to talk about other stuff. Prize Picks, dude. Be a gentleman about it. Get in there, guard dog. What you got?
The next Optimum Noctis show with me, Nate, and Lemaire is on Tuesday, May 7th. If you can come to that, please, we'd really appreciate it.
They're very fun.
And yeah, and all of our friends will be there. It's a good lineup.
It's going to be a great lineup.
At the Creek in the Cave in Austin, Texas. And then Raleigh Good Nights on June 6th. I'll be there, and I'm bringing Biza. And then I'm doing the other shows the next week on my Instagram. Thank you.
Go.
You guys.
Yeah.
August 16th, I'm going to be in Massachusetts. Please come through.
There you go.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Where can I get the tickets, brother? Where can I get the tickets, brother?
Fucking HelixEsports.com.
Nice.
Yeah.
James Donald Force McCann Catamaran Plan. I have no gigs. I only have a Patreon.
That's perfect. Please come to Indianapolis. That is May 16th to the 18th. Comedy Works Denver. Houston Improv, please. And that's pretty much it for now. Please come to those 3 shows. Go to mattmccusker.com/dates, but you can just go to mattmccusker.com and then just click on dates. It's a little easier. Yeah, do that. Please come to some shows. It's been very fun. I love seeing you guys out there. Okay.
God bless you.
There's a glory hole at a gig recently.
Yeah?
Where?
At the Creek. Someone had draped some toilet paper over it as a respectful.
Yeah.
If you don't, a little curtain.
Yeah, Wizard of Oz.
Curtains
Pay
up.
no attention to the man.
There's a GH there?
Yeah, a big one. Like an unnecessary, and I was next to a man who was
Unnecessary
vacating
large
the
opening.
bowel next to me.
It was because he did it for an album picture. Somebody's album picture. They put a glory hole in there and they never took it out.
How hard is it to get some plaster down at Home Depot?
Is it dormant? Is it dormant or active?
I assume it's active because they have just,
Only one
it's a
way to
very
find out.
thin covering.
Let me hit the subreddits real quick.
I don't think I've ever seen a glory hole in real life in a toilet.
Me neither.
It's your first. Chill by it.
It's the
See what's
least
up.
glorious hole.
Put
of
a
all.
I was wondering how glorious it was.
Put a trail cam on it.
You should.
I should put
a
a
ring
sword-style
doorbell on the
guillotine
door.
on the other side to treat people right.
Put ring doorbells on both sides of the glory.
Put 2 fingers through and just see if anything pops through and just grip it up and like, freeze, you're under citizen's arrest. I'm calling the police. I have a gay man by his penis, officer.
Take as long as you like.
He just starts bucking. You're like, stop moving. You're making me jerk you. Stop.
Stop! I'm going to make you come. I'm going to make you come. No.
That would be like keeping a big. That'd be like keeping a big fish on the line. Dude, that'd be the fight.
Yeah, put your thumb in the hole.
You gotta hook up.
The officer, I've got a gay man by the penis. Get here quick.
It's going soft.
He's just against the wall.
Damn.
Goodness crap.
I mean, how do you think police caught George Michaels by doing that? He was doing that funny business.
Man, there's a number.
He got he got four counts of funny
There was
business.
a senator who had his foot under the senator. He said, "I have a wide stance." He was tapping his foot in a special code.
Being a secretly gay senator, is there any better life? Just being a
The
powerful
rush
man.
every day you survived would be
Exactly.
incredible.
And just being like passing a law, just stopping fucking like stopping a bunch of people from getting like benefits and like, all right, I won that battle. It's time to go suck a guy's dick in the gas station bathroom.
This truly is the greatest country in the world.
You gotta go home and kiss your wife and be like, "We did it.
Oh yeah,
We did it tonight, honey."
just a cheek kiss at that point. Once you get super powerful, you can only kiss your wife on the cheek.
The saddest article I ever read was by a gay man who was addicted to having sex in public toilets. And it was him going like, I'm so disgusted by myself and I want to stop. This is not who I am. But I keep going back to the toilets. And I believe he had a bad experience in the toilets that went in a direction he wasn't
He had a Hiroshima.
happy with. He had I believe he was assaulted, but he was like, but it's too good. So even though I'm traumatized and I have to relive my trauma every time, I can't keep away from the
He's
toilets.
not that traumatized.
Oh, you bet.
No,
Never.
it's- that's how horny he was.
Let me.
Max-
I was in Ground Zero. I told you guys this weekend. I was in the.
Oh, yeah.
I've got a spa pass so I can do the
Yeah.
sauna at the historic Mandalay Bay.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm gonna go get a sauna. They had a cold plunge there. I'm like, this is gonna be sick. I can't wait to do this. By the way, you also have to pay $25 to work out at the Mandalay Bay. Kind of
Really?
fucked up. You'd think they'd be a little more enticing.
It's enough to make a man real angry.
Aspiring gay rage. Took a second. That's so unreasonable.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was
dude.
angry there.
Yeah, man. It is a kind of. It does
Wait, what
kind of
happened
piss
in
you
the
off.
what happened in the
So
spa?
I go. So I get the spa again. Pausing myself on the spa pass. I know it's not like the sickest, most hetero thing to do, but usually it's chill. I go sit in the sauna. I sweat it out. This had the cold plunge as well, and it was like it was beautiful. It was like these 2 hot tubs with like rocks and waterfalls, and then like what looked like a hot tub with just cold water. It
Yeah.
wasn't that fucking like 30-degree bullshit. This is like
Yeah.
50. It's nice. You can get in there. So I walk in, and by the way, I had my bathing suit that I was saving for my swim with Sean.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to waste my bathing suit. So I rocked. We hit the pool later. We hit the wave pool.
Yeah, we were in the wave pool.
But this is before the wave poo. So I'm like, I'm sitting there and I'm like, all right, I'm going to preserve. And I was like, it's the spa. I'll just rock the boxer briefs. But I had my towel. So I have my towel, my boxer briefs. So I'm like, I'm walking with my towel on me. And this dude, like 50-year-old gay man, just like leers at me. And I'm looking, I'm like, bro, what? And it was enough. Like a glance is a glance, whatever. This was a locked eye contact that I was like not making, but I could feel them burning into my head. And I look back and I'm like,
you felt the male gaze.
I felt the male gaze,
Damn,
the predatorial gaze. It is not comfortable, dude. And I just go, dude, and I look and I go, fuck, all right.
Because you think
I'm in a
it'd be
spot.
nice, but it's not.
It's not, dude.
Like
If
like
he
it
had
looks-
told me
it
to
looks like
smile, I would have
hunger.
flipped.
Did it
He'd
look
like,
like he
smile,
was-
baby?
he
I'd be
wanted
like,
to eat
don't
you?
tell me that. The what?
I always feel like it feels like they're going to eat me. It feels like not just like oh, you're beautiful, I want to be with you. It's like I'm going to consume and have. Like, I think we must look like that. Must be what I look like when I look like at a woman.
Yeah.
It's not pleasant. It's not like a welcoming gesture of.
It's not. I experienced
Sensuality.
it firsthand. It is not flattering. It is not welcoming. Because then you start to question yourself. If there's enough gay guys in there, I started being like, am I just gay? Because
Are you
I'm
sure this
doing
was the hotel sauna? If you had to pay to get in and it was full
there's
of gay men? Was there a little swing in the corner?
The Mandalay gay.
No, it was. For real.
Dude, you got so many gazed. You were like, you just started to feel. You're like, maybe I'm wrong.
Well, here's the thing, because that was kind of like, all right, whatever. I'm in fucking Las Vegas in a spa and a hotel. Obviously, there's old gay guys in there. No big deal. Keep it a fucking 100, bro. Go ahead, soldier. Go in the spa or go in the fucking sauna. So I walk in and then I'm just chilling. So now, obviously, I'm recovering from it right now. I had a vicious Hemi. I had a little another one of those just butt blocking Hemis.
Yeah.
Blood clot.
Oh, blood clot.
Are you recovering from that because you had it frozen off with nitrous
No.
oxide? Is that an option?
I go natty on these. I get these.
Okay.
Lamera has gotten them as well. They're called. I get thrombosis, where it's like it just like comes. It like emerges out and like it for like blocks half your. It's the boulder in front of the tomb. Yeah. It blocks half of your butt.
3 days later, it'll roll away.
It's more like 6 or 7. But it's after 3 or 4 days, it starts to go down. Here's the first time I got it. It was like it affected me mentally. When the first time I got one of these vicious Hemis, now I'm able to get them and just go like business as usual. And like the first 3 days are kind of painful, and then it starts to subside. And you're like, all right, it's the thing. I mean, now it's like the size of a fucking Tic Tac, which is much better. But it was on full blast in the Vegas spa. So I bust off the towel. I'm in my boxer briefs. I couldn't sit on my ass like that. So I
should have used it to scare them away. You should have flashed the Hemi to the gays.
He would have popped it, bro. He would have popped my cherry.
Matt, if you were on all fours in a sauna
I wasn't
with
on
a gay
all fours.
man,
I was on all fours.
I'm just saying.
I'll show you
how
how
much of
it
this
is.
was his fault.
That's what I do again. Obviously, don't victim blame. So first of all, so I go like this. I have my legs up like a fucking merman. I was like this. I have my legs up like this on the bench in my boxer briefs, dude. So I'm like, I'm in there alone though. So I'm like, all right, I'm cool. The same guy walks in and just doesn't even sit down. He just stands by the door and just is looking in my direction. I'm like, bro, get out. So I just fucking put the head down. I was like, oh man, this is not a good look that I have right now. So I put the head down. Like 2 minutes later, he leaves, and it was just so uncomfortable. I'm like, dude, what the fuck? So I'm sitting there. All right, get out of there. I'm like, all right, man, whatever. Keep the towel on. Chill out. So I go. I'm walking. I'm like, is every dude in here fucking gay? And then I'm like, nah, dude, you're just being a psycho. Then I'm looking. Now I'm like casing everyone up. I see the one guy. I'm like, he's just like a regular dude. They give you a little key thing. Like it's like this. It's like a real tight version of this with like a key wrapped around it. So I was just like carrying mine. Some dudes wear them around the wrist. I'm like, all right. This one dude, I'm like, yeah, he's not gay. I looked up. He had his key ring around his thigh, and I was like, ah.
He had a garter key?
That's a gay way. That's a gay way to hold on to that thing. Which again, it was like I don't care, but then I think
it's fair for you to go. I don't want to have a man have sex with me in this sauna
for sure,
yeah.
or even approach. Or I'm telling you, there were so many gay men in there that it has a disorienting effect where you go, I have a gluten allergy. I'm in the spot. Maybe I am just a gay guy. Maybe I might just be. I was sitting there like, dude, this is fucked.
You got caught in the gay delusion.
I did. Well, luckily I had a good. Luckily, I had Stockholm, dude.
Yeah.
Well, luckily I was able to like confront this as a thought pattern and go, bro, relax. You're being a psycho, and I was able to completely detach from this and chill. And then I was telling Sean, I hit the cold the cold plunge. Total hetero sanctuary.
Yeah.
Sat in the
That's
cold
so
plunge.
nice.
Dude, the gay guys are
That makes
swimming
me
around the
so
hot
happy.
tub. I was just in fucking like 60-degree water,
Yeah.
57-degree waters, being like, you bros can't even come in here. The gay guys couldn't go in the cold water.
That's base.
That was home base. That was the one thing.
Yeah.
I got to
Can't touch
sit
me.
there.
I'm a base.
Yo, bro, you guys can't come in here.
Wait, gay guys are afraid of cold water?
They don't want
They
to be in
love
cold water.
immense comfort.
Yeah, they want immense comfort, bro.
And they want to hang.
Yeah, they did not. Dude, I'm telling you, that was the only place I went in there, and it was just like no one would step foot.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
They can't handle
They were
shit.
crocodiles. They were crocodiles in the hot tub.
hungry.
I was in the freezing water, just like, come get me, dude.
I was going to look for a gay gym to go to, but now I don't want to
Why?
do it. I wanted a gym that didn't have ladies at it.
Oh, I see.
I don't want to be a creepy guy,
Bro,
and I just wanted a
rules.
man-only gym. But then that might be
actually
Dude,
that might be
you
looking at me.
want to be top of the food chain or bottom of the food chain?
I want to be
Yeah.
outside the food chain, working out in
You
private.
cannot exit. You can't exit the food chain. I learned that sadly this week.
I want the asexual men's-only gym. That's what I. That's what I
go
call it.
to.
Is it?
No.
That's Planet Fitness.
Just the Y. There's nothing gay about the YMCA.
The Y rules, but they got some babes at the Y.
I think
Yeah.
there's a whole song about.
I know. I was joking.
Okay.
I was having a laugh.
Yeah, I go to a
Sorry,
gym.
Jimmy.
I go to a gym now, and I won't say the gyms. I don't want to get in trouble, but it's pretty sick. They have a sauna there, which is pretty sick. But it's always just packed with like the most insane people every time. But the one guy I was talking to someone, a dude who listens to the podcast, caught me in the sauna, and we also took a very compromising photograph. He's like, "Can I get a picture?" I'm like, "Yeah, man." We took a picture in the sauna, and I'm just like both sweating with our shirts off, like I'm behind him, like. So then I was talking to that dude, and he was like telling me, I was like, someone asked him about the steam room. He goes, "I don't go in the steam room." I'm like, "Why?" He's like, the manager of the gym told me. He's like, "What about the steam room?" And the manager of this very gym was like, "Oh," he's like, "You can go in there if you want to get cum all over your feet."
Like a movie theater.
I think he was talking about a different location, though. You know, so I don't get in trouble. But
The big sex
yeah.
hotspot is the prayer room.
So what?
You know when you were going to a hospital or like an office building, like a big business
Like
or
in an airport?
Yeah. Because it's empty. No one goes there.
I thought about going in there before, but I'm always like, I don't feel like going.
I went into the Pittsburgh one before I left. I was trying to do a podcast and I needed somewhere quiet.
What if you see someone from another
No.
religion? How don't you have to like vanquish them?
Yeah, it's the holy war room.
You got to pick it around the
Crusade of
times of
Muslims
prayer.
in the
Yeah, you rip the towel out from under them like a tablecloth. When the
It's meant to be interfaith. Everyone's
It
getting
is
along, but I
interfaith,
can't
yeah.
believe it. Can't believe they'll
Yeah,
get
I can't
along.
believe-
But that was a big
yeah.
scandal in our Parliament House in government.
Going
That's
into
where everyone would go to have sex in the prayer room.
sons of bitches, man.
It's not right.
Nothing sacred
Sons of
anymore.
bees. I
Every
know.
religion's upset.
Yeah,
They're always
true.
non-affiliated.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, people are mad about that. You can't like go into like a prayer room and just jerk off unless you're like I'm like a Dionysian. You could be like I'm from like a Dionysian cult.
This is how I worship.
This is my dancing boy. This is what we do.
I'm practicing orgiastic rites.
Dude, we should start an airport prayer room orgy. It sounds like a blast.
I mean, if you look it up on the internet in a different
again.
He's on his freak bullshit.
You on
dude.
your freak shit again?
What are you talking about? I've been a nice boy
You
all
gotta find the
episode.
light, brother.
True, bro.
There must be. Every time I look at the airport and they have these chambers now, I think people must use them to wank. Do you know the
Lactating suites.
lactating suites and the working suites and just like rooms you can't see into that are just big enough for one person on the internet?
Did you use things in the
Not
airport?
that I would do that.
What?
but
What
I've
do you
seen
point at
them.
Gardini for?
This guy
No.
takes hotel or airport beats.
It was one time.
No.
Brother, I've done it on the plane.
One time.
I've done it on the plane.
Plane.
I get chubbed up on the plane,
Dude,
man.
if they can milk themselves in there, why can't I?
Fair point. Fair point.
Hashtag.
I can only be honest, and I definitely have fapped in a
It
plane
was like
bathroom.
a
It was like a
spite
2-seconder, bro.
I had like a spite beat in one.
A
where
spite
my,
beat?
My flight was delayed like 6 hours, and I was
That's
like,
not your fault.
I had to get the evil out of me, dude. I was a grumpus.
You had to become a good customer. Yeah, you
I
gotta
had to
become a
become
good
a happy customer.
That's the fate of the airport.
No, the
bathroom.
customer is sometimes wrong. I think that's. Personally, I
Yeah,
don't
I feel
believe.
guilt about that, but you know,
I just had like
what
a
are you gonna
vicious like hangover boner one time on a flight, and it was like kind of long, and I was just like just chubbed for hours, and it just, dude, it was crazy.
do? We sandwiched a
Had to
freaking
get it out.
nasty babe on the flight home from Vegas.
Yeah, she's
A
a girl spreader.
Yeah, girl.
She
was
wouldn't
girl
move to
spreading.
the side.
No, she's in the middle.
No, she was in the middle, and she
Ah.
was just fucking boss hog on the fucking both armrests.
Yep.
Just mushed me into the wall.
Yeah, but that's the thing. She was girl spreading. I can just go perv zone. Oh, our elbows are touching.
Was
Welcome
she,
to the perv
was she a
zone.
large person?
Yo, she was
She was a
Strip-
muscle,
she was
like
stripper
a
build.
muscle mommy. Yeah,
she was stripper build. I would say
pre-muscle mommy.
pre-muscle mommy. You know,
Okay.
like women are like they're large, but they're not like big or like proportioned. They're like well proportioned, but just tall.
Like that soccer player.
Sort of like Hope Solo. Yeah.
Yeah, but a little. I would say more. I haven't really got a good glimpse of Hope Solo, but definitely a little more feminine.
Mm.
She was an Amazonian queen for sure.
Yeah, it's like time.
She's a thick time, the tall time.
I was
Remember
like-
my name.
But yeah, we were getting like crushed because that's the thing. It's like whenever I'm on an airplane, I'm like, please, I would prefer for a lady to take the seat next to me, just because like you get a big dude and it's like then
Yeah.
like the dominance battle will kind of bother me a little more. For a lady, I go,
I'll
yeah,
say,
you take that.
I was next to Lemaire on the flight back from Nashville, and I thought we'd struggle to healthy people sitting there getting that. It was fine. We both
Two
shared.
HPs.
I've not looked at that. I can't. Have you spoken about that?
no, I haven't.
We did a. We went to Disneyland,
Right.
and then we did a show at the comedy club, and there was a. Maybe I shouldn't give away how I know, but I don't want to shame that woman.
True. Well,
But-
it's not a shaming. It's the. So we basically we talked to a Disney insider, put it that way. Someone
That's
who
nice.
worked at Disney, And I don't know how we were just talking about like the.
I said, how do the fat people get on the rides?
Yes, that's how it started.
Good
And she
question.
said, we.
Or how do you handle it if someone is
Yeah.
too fat to get on the ride? Because it's like, yeah, obviously people have gotten fatter. Like, how do you not? So they have to be at Disney World. Everyone, anything you ask them, they're like, oh, "What's that? Oh, yes, of course."
So nice.
And everyone's so like ridiculously nice. It's like, yeah, if you have like if you encounter the reality of a situation, how would you keep the Disney magic on that? And that's when she hit us with the code for if someone like. How did it get? It came from that.
She's like,
Too fat to fly.
well, yeah, she's like, if we need to put them in a special area, we go over the intercom. We got 2 HPs here.
healthy
I said,
people.
what's HPs? Healthy people. I've been calling myself a healthy person.
Hefty.
Got a healthy person. It was very funny to have
Very
that.
nice.
The
And you're
nastiest
like-
thing you could say about them that if they heard it, no one would lose their job.
Yeah,
Healthy people.
Yeah.
It's also if you just said healthy and like you have a big fat wife and husband looking at each other like we have been taking care of ourselves. It's time for us to take the biggest thing as a treat.
It's healthy.
But yeah, we got hit with a fucking. We took the tour of what the fuck was that called? Not Space Mountain, the Epcot ball.
Yeah, I don't know. It's not the Sphere. That's the other one. But Spaceship Earth.
Yeah, Spaceship Earth.
It's nice. The
Gets
whole
you-
history of Western civilization.
Yeah, that's fun. I did that when I was a kid.
It's very tight. It hits harder if you see it now as an adult, especially as like a red pill adult such as yourself. You'll see it. You'll see it. It'll for real hype you up.
It's nice. It's
Anything's possible.
It
I got
was
off that, I was
like
anything's possible.
the whole way up was great. The whole way up, it's like how we invented everything, and then you get to the top and there's the stars, and then on the way back down, they just play you a little video about the future, that probably is the future. Is a nice little video where we all just sit in our little chairs and watch that video. But I definitely felt the way up was great and the way down was
Well, that was crazy.
made
I
me
did-
sad about the future.
Yeah, I also my shit was in Chinese, so it was fugging me up. My whole tour was in Chinese. We sat in the car. We sat in the car for CPs, dude. I don't know. It was just the programming was fucked up.
Damn, that'd be so nice if the Chinese one was completely different.
True.
They're like, we invented everything.
Look at these lies.
Everyone else lies about everything.
This is the Roman Empire. We invented gunpowder way before this.
I mean, technically.
The Roman Empire is fucking sick, dude. So tight.
I don't know.
Yeah. It is pretty cool. I'm gonna read
You
you.
like
much
it?
about
What are you
Like
talking
the
about?
Roman Empire?
I don't know.
What you talking about, fool? What's your problem
I
with the
don't
Roman
know
Empire?
nothing about the Roman Empire. Aren't they dead though?
Yeah, they did though, but
People
They
keep trying to
though.
claim it.
They live on in the Catholic Church pretty much.
They're not better than us though. We the greatest empire over
I
here.
mean, we would smash the Roman Empire, dude. They would have no idea.
One drone.
See how long. See how long you can hold on to it.
One
They
drone.
had like 700 years. You're at
Yeah,
what?
they were
How long has this been going for?
We're at like 3.
Shit,
It's a
they
good
had
start.
700.
It's a good start.
We're there.
We're halfway there.
If we can,
You're
if we
living
can,
on a prayer.
yeah.
if we can fully, I think what democracy came out of Greece. If we can
Yeah.
come up, we got to come up with a cool new way to do everything. That's the problem. We're
I already
fucking-
got in trouble for saying Franco was the answer before, so I don't want to do that again. And it's
following
not
him.
the answer.
We're falling into damn capitalism right now, which is not the answer.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
Capitalism? It's
Well,
just about the.
It was an improvement from feudalism.
Well, it's just going to decay us.
Yeah, but it's like, here's the thing. It's going to bring us to a breaking point that we'll have to come up with a new and cooler system, which I think we might be on the cusp
Or
of.
we can become the USSR.
What do you mean?
Like as soon as the war was over, everybody was poor and nothing worked. Like nothing, everything was gone.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't see it hitting. I don't see it hitting that way.
Yeah,
But
I think you'll get poorer first. It's weird because Australia is just like America, but 20% poorer.
yeah.
I don't know. It's like
yeah, and
gas is a little more, and all the servings are a bit small, and we haven't risen up and changed it yet. Your living standards can come way down before you'll be ready to kill people in the street.
It's the thing.
I'm ready to kill somebody right now.
If you win a war, your standing of living doesn't decrease. It just only gets better.
Yeah.
If you win the
So
war.
if we just win all these wars we're starting, we might be in a even
If we win all
better
the
space.
wars we're not involved in, yeah.
If we can just win all these proxy wars and then conquer Africa for once,
Africa's over,
Yeah.
dude. There's Chinese in Russia.
yeah. But they might let those boys do their thing and then topple them and be like, yank.
Who, us?
Yeah,
Uh,
U.S.
well,
of A, the great liberators.
we did let them kick France out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
France was down there.
France was in Africa.
France was there.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and that's
They're
why they had
losing
so many
warlords
civil
now.
wars in Africa
Really?
like last year because it was a Chinese-Russia
Yeah.
operation to get rid of the French leaders.
France
Ah.
held on to its colonies extreme,
Yeah.
incredibly. Like Britain has almost no ties except like we'll get together and we do a running race once every couple of years. But like France is still, I think, economically
Yeah.
dominating those countries.
Damn.
They're in the 5, right?
The Big Five?
Yeah, isn't France in the Big Five?
Yeah, they're holding on.
Yeah, they're top 5 countries.
Yeah.
Top 5 for sure. But yeah, no, I don't know, man. I don't know.
No way. India's got to beat France by now.
No, I don't think India's in there.
In terms of what?
And like for the UN, like
Oh, no, India doesn't get in the UN.
Yeah.
India's
That seems
not
unfair.
allowed.
India's not allowed in the UN?
No. Well, they're not allowed in the Big Five Security Council.
Okay.
I think it's and Germany's not allowed in there. It's France, UK, China, Russia, America.
Yeah.
Oh, for real? What? Wait a second. I thought we were at war. We're all in a council together?
Yeah.
That's why it exists. Yeah.
So we don't do a war.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then NATO is a whole different thing.
Yeah.
NATO is, yeah.
So we're in a group with Russia, but then NATO's a thing kind of against them.
No. NATO's kind of like another version of the UN, but for like over there. For like
gotcha.
Europe, right? Not Europe, but like the whole.
Yeah, like Australia's not in NATO.
Yeah.
We have a different deal. Apparently, it's meant to be a trade organization. Like the name is
Yeah.
trade organization. Right? I don't know how much trade is
They're
going
trading
on.
weapons.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
trading bullets.
Yeah, bodies.
They just passed that bill, dude. 95 billion.
To who? Russia or Ukraine?
Ukraine.
Ukraine,
To
Israel,
Ukraine and Israel.
and what's the other one? Whatchamacallit just got it.
I'll be honest. Israel doesn't need our help.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe not.
Nah, man.
They
Israel's
seem like
pretty
they're
fucking
winning.
Good. Yeah.
They don't seem.
Well, I mean, yeah, they're getting the
They have-
fucking bag, bro.
They actually have pretty good defense and pretty good military themselves. They don't need us.
Defense wins championships.
Let's go.
Yeah, it is kind of shitty. I was saddened to see the 95 bill passed. I saw it and I was like,
Who
God
else they
dang.
gave that bill to?
One other country, like Taiwan, I think.
Oh, please.
Oh.
Yeah. Taiwan is.
That's to piss off China, though. That's pretty
Yeah.
bad. You can't give money to Taiwan.
I'd like to give $95 billion to Taiwan to see what's up.
Yeah, watch all them lady boys bloom.
Yeah, imagine the rocking tits they're about to get. It's Thailand.
definitely Thailand.
It's not Taiwan, it's Thailand. It's
Whatever.
funner to imagine. They
that.
messed up. Like, oh
Listen.
shit, we just funded a bunch of lady boys.
It's all going to be the same country in 50 years.
Yeah,
Dude,
that'd
people
be
get mad when
awesome.
you say that.
The People's Republic of China.
People get
Yeah.
mad when you say. I've said that too. I'm like, the eventuality is that we. I mean, it's undeniable. Like, you want fucking one world. It's like, I don't want anything, bro. It has nothing to do with me. I wish I was that powerful, but it does seem that way. It's all gonna congeal into some fucking thing.
One day somebody's going to rise up and take over China.
Who?
I don't know.
A
could
brave
be
female
you, man.
warrior.
I think it's
Mulan.
going to be a
could
new
be us.
Chinese guy. It's going to be a new Chinese guy.
Well, in China, they say what happens is
Andrew Yang.
the coast gets very rich. The coast gets rich,
Sorry.
and the
Yeah.
inland people get poorer and
And then
poorer.
they eventually come
And
in.
then they revolt and they smash them out. They pipe them up, and then they all start fighting. That's how China has been. That's been China's just like story over
Kind of
and
sounds
over.
like here, but with like Trump, you know?
No,
You don't
nothing
think
at
Trump's
all.
the Midwest
Not
guy?
like that at all. No.
Trump's totally Midwest.
No, dude. You're talking about like peasant farmers and then like international traders.
Dude, you see how much money farmers make? They're kind of peasants.
Farmers are all the rage here.
yeah.
Farmers make dough.
If you're like a leftist armpit
really.
hair lesbian here, you love farmers.
Farmers don't make a lot of money. They fucking all their profits are cut by Monsanto because they have to buy seeds every year.
Sure, but
yeah, I
you
heard
know,
about that.
They weren't really getting the bag before that either, Lemaire. Farming's been a pretty fucking ruthless, earthy. Although I think if you get the family farm popping hard enough, you can cash
Yeah.
in and
Oh,
get a
look,
couple milli.
Mid 1800s, people were doing very well financially.
Farming.
But since then, it's come down.
Yeah.
And rightly so.
Rightly so. No
Yeah.
way, dude.
They ended the slavery.
James, no way, dude.
This shit used to be sweet. You're saying.
I think. I don't know.
Yeah, I think you might be right, James.
Yeah.
They increased
dude.
the minimum wage.
One thing about slavery, it's a perfect way to build an economy.
Really?
Yeah. Because you're not
Yeah.
paying any money.
We could all take turns. Dude,
Yeah, routine slavery.
working
Who's
at
first?
working at Walmart's pretty close.
Yeah.
They seem like this is a trope, and everyone. I don't talk about it on stage, but it's the thing that most shocked me about America. Every person at Walmart is unhappy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Everyone at every other business it seems. Everyone at Target seems happy. Everyone at they're doing better.
Yeah, better than
They're doing better.
Walmart's.
They're doing
Like,
better.
I went to Walmart here. There was a lady with big weird hair. One of the arms on her glasses was missing. So she was like that the whole time. She was so unhappy. Also, everybody spoke Spanish. I had to use my high school Spanish to buy a mesa por mi familia. Para niños, mesa. That was all I had.
Corn.
Para por
Corn.
corn.
Isn't that Mesa?
No.
Maize? Mesa was table. I hope it was table. I hope it was table.
They want corn for his children.
Maize is close. Corn. They'd love some corn right now. This is. If we can work it out in this country, we'll be fine. But otherwise, they're just eating corn.
Yeah, dude. The level of that was my justification for the. That was my justification. The idea of you buying corn for your children at Walmart. So, I'm here to buy a single cob of corn, senora. Yeah, that was my justification from stealing from the self-checkout, because I was like, these people are in such an existential, just like black hole of despair.
Yeah.
There's no way they're paying attention to like what I'm walking out with, and I was right. Like,
But that's why they hire. They don't have security. They have a policeman at the door.
When
Like
I was
cops are working at Walmart
in
now.
Philly, they just had like the most depressed 19-year-old black dude in the world, just standing there like, and you'd walk by him with like 4 bags full of stuff and a receipt that long, and be like, "Later, bro," and he'd be like, and you just walk by him.
What do they do? Have any of you worked at Walmart?
I tried.
No, I
They wouldn't let you work at Walmart? You had too much energy about you.
My goal was I wanted to get a job at Walmart and fully document, see how highs within the organization I could rise, and just document the whole thing in like almost like a medieval style book of just like I started here and just see like how high in the organization I could.
It's not too
penetrate.
late.
And just share all the secrets.
I have Walmart is where one of my darkest times was. I didn't.
Oh yeah,
work
he
there.
worked with
What'd you do?
Walmart.
You wet your pants.
I handed out snacks at a Walmart, and I
Oh.
purposefully
You were
pissed my
sample
pants
man?
in the aisle. Yeah.
You purposefully pissed your pants to get out of there?
Yeah, no.
He was
I
at
was
like
just like,
You were so depressed you pissed your pants?
I was so depressed. I had a mental
nice
break.
snatch. I seen that.
Yeah.
I was like, if
Can't
You don't
call
do
it.
catch and release. The fisherman in you is out. Well, you had a mental breakdown and pissed your pants in
yeah,
Walmart?
I was just walking down the aisle, and I was like, if I pee my pants, I had to pee. I was like, if I pee my pants right now, nobody will care. Nobody will give a fuck. And I just pissed and
How
walked.
long ago did this happen?
It's like 10 years ago
All right,
now.
good.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're still with us.
Yeah.
That's very sad.
Yeah. Then I just had to sit in my car with piss pants. I was like,
And
what
nobody
the fuck
cared.
Are you
Was
doing?
that the lesson that nobody
Yeah,
did?
nobody
care
cared.
that you peed yourself?
Yeah, nobody cares.
I would have cared, man.
Well, did you get right out of there, or did you leave a puddle?
No, I got
Like,
right out of there. I was pissing, and I started walking. I was like, why am I peeing? Why am I peeing?
You left the snail trail. How did you do a full pee, or just you let like half
No,
out? And then you
full piss, dude.
What?
My jeans were so full pee.
What was the lesson learned? There had to have been a lesson in that.
The lesson is nobody cares, but don't do it because you'll be crazy.
That's a fair point. And I think if somebody had truly discovered that you left a humongous puddle of pee on the floor, they would have
yeah, I
cared.
think
No,
they
it was
would've-
just-
They wouldn't have been like, "Are you okay, sir?" They'd be like, "Get the fuck out of here right now." I care a lot about this.
yeah.
It got soaked up by my pants and shoes.
What?
Yeah.
Is that what those tall tees are for?
You could definitely use that as proof of emotional abuse if you had a lawsuit against them.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know. My clarinet teacher was a lawyer, and I was getting bullied at school. And I'm like, I don't know, I'm having a bad time at school. He was asking how it was going. He was like, you should piss your pants. That's how you know you have real emotional damage as
Yeah.
evidence in a court.
It's true. And kids go into bathrooms, the kids who are severely emotionally disturbed, like take shits on the floor in the bathroom and
Yeah.
like to get into that behavior. And that's like that's a sign like that something very, very bad's going on in the house. There's a kid doing like scat play in the bathroom by himself. You have to like call the state and be like, there's something fucked up going on in that house.
Sure.
Yeah. Josh, where are we time wise? Where are we time wise? 58. Beautiful.
Oh, wow.
Beautiful.
Easy breezy.
Cover girl.
I'm glad we got away from that Carl Winslow talk. There's no way.
I'm just presenting what I'm hearing. That is here's the thing. We're living in a universe. We live in a universe where either Diddy did pipe up Carl Winslow, or there's just a guy making that up, which is insane. Because, dude, he said he swore on his fallen homies.
Why Carl Winslow, though?
That's great,
Around
dude.
the neighborhood.
But it fits the profile, bro.
On the dead homies.
The chubbies, bro.
Toe his shit up.
Yeah,
What about
dude.
Meek Mill, though? Where does that fit the profile?
The Meek sound, the Meek audio
I
at
don't believe the Milk
WrestleMania
one.
is so
That's
funny.
Philly split on Meek Mill. Philly split on Meek Mill.
Zesty, yeah, it's more.
Yeah.
I got deep into a no jumper with this guy Skrilla,
Yeah.
who's like he's supposed to be like the face of Zombieland, which is like the KNA,
Yeah.
like
Oh,
what you
shit.
call it, Trank area, and he is like, no, he holds it down like he didn't. That's bullshit. But then there's
Yeah.
another guy from Philly who coined the term "No Diddy," and he's like, really making a good run for himself, talking about how gay Meek is and all this stuff.
I heard somebody got beat up recently for like talking shit about Meek online and stuff.
Who?
And Phil, I don't know. I just looked at it on Twitter.
It's gonna be me when I go back for a wedding. No, I don't know. I mean, dude, I don't think I've ever said anything, but but yeah, dude, the interview is with. It's the craziest shit I've ever seen. It's on the No Jumper, and it's with this guy Skrilla, who's like born and raised in K&A, or that area, somewhere around that area, and he just rips nitrous the entire, like a big, not like a tank, but like a big enough a vessel of nitrous. And sorry, there's a hair floating in there.
Let's just go. Yeah,
and it's like, and he keeps hitting it more and more and more.
He's doing his own voice modulation.
Dude, it really modulates your voice in kind of a creepy way. You come out, it's the opposite of helium, dude.
Yes.
Yeah.
Give me a second, Adam. I got the wubs.
Dude.
Sounds like Dr. Destructo or something.
But he
like
says
a scary
everything.
villain.
He says everything 3 times though in the whole podcast. I'm like, yeah, that's my motherfucking man. Yeah, that's my man. Yeah, that's my mom. Then at one point, the nitrous takes him over so much that he goes, yo, this shit's whooping my ass. And he couldn't talk. He was trying to form a sentence, and he was just like,
He had the wubbas.
That's
very
not
sad.
the representative I would want
very sad
for my reputation.
No, but dude, there's a whole genre. I can't. It's like,
Is he black?
yeah, it's like a Philly rapper. It's like one of those underground Philly rappers.
Yeah, he's addicted to
And
nitrous.
nobody cares. I feel like it's such a non-fruitful area of research I've undertaken of like underground young Philly rappers. But like, dude, these guys are so fucked up on pills, like on opiates, like visibly like junkie level, like, and apparently that's cool. Like I'm watching it, like they're like the coolest dudes right now.
Yeah.
For young black dudes, there's a guy just like, and they can't even talk, they can barely walk, and it's fucking insane. And everyone's like, yo, and they rap, and it's like, not even like it's unintelligible, like mumble rap. It's for real, like
nothing.
A guy who's fucked up.
Yeah.
Just being like, all they talk about is switches on glizzies. It's nothing
Switch
about
on the glizzy?
I think you can turn your or like a
semi to a fully.
Oh,
yeah.
right.
Yeah, it makes the gun
Switches
shoot
on
really
glizzy.
fast. The glizzy is the weapon, and the switch is a modification that makes it shoot automatic.
But then Adam keeps talking about glizzies like hot. He's like, what, like on a hot dog? He's like, yo, no Diddy, bro, no Diddy, no on a glizzy. It's like dudes like leaned over on promethazine, just talking about one function of a gun, just being like, I put a switch on a glizzy. I put a switch on a glizzy. It's insane. You're like, dude, this is the craziest shit I've ever seen. We can watch them on the break, dude. I'm telling you, it is.
Nice.
Do you think No Diddy like lasts?
I think it's gonna last for a minute, man.
Yeah, it's pretty.
Because once they get him in court, that's gonna be the funniest shit in the world. Because they're gonna get his ass in court.
They're gonna be
soon.
releasing so many docs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean there's 5. Nick Bryant was telling us there's 5 fucking cases going on right now against him, and he settled the one with Cassie quick.
Yeah, no trouble.
But again, look, man, I don't know. I don't want to. It's so tempting to sink your teeth into it. Go, I know he's guilty. I know it.
I don't want him to be guilty. I like the remixes too much.
That's what. Yeah, true.
Sure.
I don't know. It's what's going on right now. It's fucking. Also, isn't Zuckerberg hot right now?
Yeah, he's got the beard.
he's sexy.
Zuck's hot. Diddy's
Zucker Bay, dude.
Bro, this is Fortuna, dude. The wheels of fortune have spun. Diddy,
Yeah.
pedophile.
Zucker,
Zucker, hot guy. Chad, hot guy.
Chad.
The nerds will rise.
They have, dude. The
He's
wheel.
been doing jujitsu. I think that's why he's starting to get hot.
He was at the UFC 300. He was front
Yeah.
row. He was looking
He
good.
loves the UFC.
He does. Yeah, he's it's good. He's found something, I guess. He was one of the most hated men on the internet for a long time. That must be tough. To be a billionaire and have everyone be like, gay.
I went to the
You can't shake that. Although he's doing a pretty good job.
He is doing a good job.
I think you just have to wait it out.
He's spending probably like $40 million a year on not being appeared as gay. He's for real like exhausted.
There's a team. That's
He's
what
like
the
that
Oculus
Brian-
Rift is for, so that everyone just looks at him and he's shining and cool.
Or he's like that Brian Johnson guy. Who's that guy who's spending all the money to reverse his aging?
Oh, right. I don't know who, but yeah.
Yeah.
Did you ever see this guy?
Guy who eats blood.
He gets new blood put into his
I've
body.
heard about people doing that with rituals, but not for real.
I think it's Brian Johnson. Could be wrong.
The guy from AC/DC?
No. He's a billionaire. But type in Brian
There he is.
aging.
Brian
there you
Johnson
go.
billionaire.
Yeah, hit that motherfucker.
I don't think that's him.
I know
Yeah.
Steven Seagal.
No,
that's
that
him.
is
That's
him.
him. That's him.
So he is.
He looks
How
like a
old is
completely
he?
different guy.
46.
He is. He's always with his sons too. He's always like compared me to my
Because
son.
he's taking their
Yeah,
blood.
he's taking-
Compared me to my boy.
Yeah.
How old is he?
Look, that's not great.
46. He looks pretty 46.
He's 46. I thought he was older than that.
Yeah, 46 is. I've seen 46-year-olds look like that without posing shirtless with their sons with a vial of blood.
He also doesn't go in the sun, which is terrifying.
That's why he has that translucent skin.
Yeah, he does. He's all about it.
I wonder if he's a Mormon.
He's absolutely a vampire.
You can't drink your son's blood and be a Mormon, dude. There's no way. They can't have coffee.
True.
Yeah, it's he's getting he did an Instagram live with 2 people in like Dubai recently, and it's pretty insane. Liver King, bro. Yo, Liver King, fucking go beat this guy's ass.
Can we click on Brian? I just want to see more of it. He looks terrible.
It's something. It looks. There you go.
He looks kind of like a woman.
He started to look like a girl. That's
he got
the thing.
work.
This is
Look
like
at all the work on
Bruce
his face.
Jenner right before the transition.
Yeah, this is.
Oh, that's
Come on.
This is a picture.
That's the family tree.
Why is he like
Hard nippled and smooth.
Well, if you're on all that test, bro, your nips are gonna be hard as hell.
He looks like a lady.
He starts to look like a girl. Yeah, dude. That shirt's kind of fucked up.
He got
right there.
surgeries and shit.
Dude, he looks better as he was a fucking.
Yeah, that other guy's cool. That's a bro.
That guy could get some pussy, dude. That guy's.
He looks
Although
like
girls would love nothing more than to tap into your like whatever that is,
I'm like,
drinking blood and like,
Yes.
dude, women. I've said it already. I've said it before, but I will say it again. Women are in a sick arms race now where they're just pumping themselves full of shit.
yep.
Women are gonna start looking like this guy, and he's gonna look like them. They're gonna meet in the middle.
yeah.
What's up with him and his son?
You can't
bro?
be doing that with your
You
son.
can't be doing this, dude.
Yeah, I don't like that.
What is the point of that?
Dinner at 11 a.m. You sleep alone. Must give plasma.
Oh fuck!
Dinner at 11 a.m.
It's the last meal he eats?
That's his thing. He eats like a shot of sake in the morning and a piece of chocolate and like a bunch of beans and shit.
Weird.
Is he doing performance art?
I think so, dude. $2 million a year on age reversal as dinner at 11 a.m. It's like,
No
all right, dude.
way.
Cool, man.
All he cares about is his body. It's going to be funny when he dies.
Yeah. He's
Penis?
Gonna, oh.
I want to find out about the penis.
I'll look into that research.
Rejuvenation therapy.
All right.
Penis-
This guy's not a total quack. Let's see what he's on.
Maybe he's onto something.
Is this from the West
Everyone's got
Australian?
some good ideas.
Yeah, the Perth.
Perth now.
We care about that.
He
it a
is
good-
all about sexual
We
health. He
need
talks
the
about it. But he's only
best
46.
penis
It's
as
like,
possible.
bro.
He's not
It should
that
still
old.
work.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Is Perth now a good source?
They're fine. They're good. You know? I mean, it's a real newspaper.
Okay.
Why is his stomach like that? It looks like a
Penis
dog's
to stay
belly.
erect for longer.
Because he's older and he used to be fat.
$3 million. Now it's $3 million a year. Penis rejuvenation therapy. Let me see what the
He's
therapy is.
shocking his penis.
6 therapies 3 times a week.
Yeah, dude. Lay on your belly and slam the ground.
Erectile dysfunction.
He's all about how
Shock the
hard, dude.
penis.
He's constantly bragging on how hard he is. He's like, dude, I'm fucking hard as a rock at bedtime. It's like, all right, dude. So am
He's
I.
got my penis goals.
He looks like Gavin Belson from Silicon Valley.
He's looking for 3 hours and 30 minutes worth of nighttime erections.
Oh yeah, he's trying to see how hard he is.
He doesn't even want to enjoy the erections. He wants to be hard while he sleeps.
He doesn't know they're there. Well, he's claiming that's like a serious thing to like show you how good you're doing, like just being rock hard. Also, you know he's peeking in on his son's dong. I don't want to put smut on him, but he's comparing himself.
Allegedly.
Yeah,
Man,
he's,
what
he's
I would-
fucking dolled up, dude.
What I would give to have a penis that didn't work great.
True.
You know what I mean?
I know.
Surgery.
But either way, I'm gonna stop ruminating on this or staring at this guy. It makes me feel really fucking weird.
The heebie-jeebies.
What a beautiful note to leave the first one on, hey?
True. I'm going to
Yeah.
the motherfucking page.
Whoa.
bro.
Patreon and
This is the state of things. It's fucking perpetual warfare. This guy trying to become an immortal and just,
Carl wins.
I need to go and look
Coming
into
a lady?
the sun for a few minutes.
True.
That man has upset me.
yeah, we should all go Sun Max right now.
We go, son.
Yeah, that'll really fucking
I'm gonna go
show
fucking
him.
get the sun on my
Let's get,
frozen wart.
Let's get soft in the sun. Let's have flashes in the sun.
James McCann, thank you so much
Thank
for
you,
coming.
James.
Catamaran, James
amazing.
underscore
James
McCann.
McCann,
Should I-
Catamaran
I'll-
Plan.
I'll
Plug it
promote-
up. Plug it up.
James Donald Forbes McCann, Catamaran Plan. That's the number one. Number two. It's the number 2 podcast
Nah,
after
bro.
this one.
Dude, the visual
Trying to buy
component's
bikes.
so good too.
Thank you. I
Number 3.
appreciate it.
Visual component's crazy.
Number 3,
it's
pennies
nice.
in my mouth. And name should change. Smartphone. We've all got too long a name. Just every one of these podcasts has 7 names. I'm just going to call it the
Catamaran Plan.
I wanted to call it Catamaran Plan, but that abbreviates to CP, and I didn't want that. Catamaran Plan.
Yeah, you'd rather get a JDFM CP?
It's called James CP. Yeah,
JFMC.
James CP.
James is CP.
James CP.
I'm out.
Thank you guys. We will see you in the Patreon maybe, and if not,
Thank
love you. See you next week,
Goodbye.
brothers.
Love you.
Thank you.
Sayonara.
Great stuff.